following is a presentation of Westwood One Sports. It's time for the NFL Divisional Playoffs, presented by Intuit TurboTax. Tonight, it's the New York Giants.
Two tight ends, Jones on the center, got the snap, hands to Barkley, tries to submarine his way, he goes through, it's a touchdown running over the guard, he knifes his way for a giant touchdown, and New York is taking a lead on a 2-yard drive by Barkley.
And the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hurts takes the snap. He's going to fake, looks, throws short right side. That's caught across the 10, down to the 5. Brown into the end zone. Touchdown Eagles. A.J. Brown across the formation, and Jalen Hurts hits him in stride for 6 more.
Kickoff is less than 15 minutes away. Let's head to the stadium and join Kevin Kugler and Ross Tucker.
We welcome you to Lincoln Financial Field for Game 2 of our NFL Divisional Playoff doubleheader. As the top seed in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles host their division rivals, the New York Giants. Tonight's NFC Divisional Playoff game is presented by Intuit TurboTax. Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Kugler along with Ross Tucker and our sideline reporter, Laura Oakman. Laura will join us shortly from downstairs, as will Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios. Welcome to Game 2 of our divisional playoff doubleheader here at Lincoln Financial Field. In Game 1, Chiefs held home field with a 27-20 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. More on that later, but first, it's time for the Giants and the Eagles. The third time these division rivals have met during this 2022, now 2023 portion of the schedule, and it's been all Eagles. They won 48-22 in New York. They won 22-16 here in Philadelphia in Week 18, which you can discount a little bit, Ross, because nobody was really playing for much in that game. Giants rested a whole lot of starters. They were already locked into their seed. So what do we take from those games that apply to tonight's game here in the playoffs?
Well, Kevin, that's what's so interesting, right? This is the third meeting in the last 42 days, and in the first meeting, the Eagles went against the best players the Giants have, and they blew them out. And then a couple weeks ago in Week 18, the Giants sat a bunch of their best players, no Daniel Jones, no Saquon Barkley, no Dexter Lawrence, and it was actually a very competitive, close game. There's two things that really matter tonight, right? Number one is the health of Jalen Hurts and how well he's able to throw and run. And then for the Giants, can Daniel Jones pick up where he left off last week against the Vikings? I mean, I think that was the best game Kevin he's probably ever had in his life. Can he have the best game of his life 2 weeks in a row?
It would be hard to do, but let's see if Daniel Jones can do it, because people have discounted what he's been able to do all year. And under first-year head coach Brian Daboll, all he's done is put together games like he had last week. Not maybe to that level, but 301 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, 78 yards rushing. Daniel Jones has been a real revelation after they declined his 5th-year option at the beginning of the year.
Well, you're right, and I think he's going to be the Giants quarterback for a long time now. And he's kind of proven that, especially in recent weeks, and getting that playoff win last week. They're going to run him a lot tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs the ball double-digit times, Kev. He is super fast, and that's been a big weapon. He has over 75 yards rushing the last 2 games. I expect that to be a big part of the Giants' game plan.
Both of these quarterbacks have been tremendous on the ground this season. We'll see how Jalen Hurts runs, if he's still affected at all by that shoulder joint that Ross mentioned moments ago. Before we get this one started, time now to welcome in our sideline reporter for tonight. For the first time tonight, we say hello to Laura Oakman. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Kevin. I'm not going to talk about the Giants losing the last 2 games to Philly, because if I'm sick of hearing it, imagine how they feel. Xavier McKinney smiled, actually, when I asked him just how sick of it he was. And he said, but here's the thing. They haven't seen this team. They haven't seen us right now, because honestly, we're just seeing it. He talked about the roller coaster season they've had, all the ups and downs. Then he paused for a good minute and said, but it's so much deeper than that season. It's so much deeper than this season. It's seasons, all the struggles, all the coaches it took to get here. He said, that's our story, but they have a story too. Tonight is going to be a dogfight. So he asked, what do these 2 meetings mean? Nothing. These last two meetings mean absolutely nothing. Kevin, I didn't hear that answer. I felt it.
Laura, appreciate it very much. Should be a fun one tonight. You know this crowd is going to be excited. The weather is perfect. Game 2 of our NFL divisional doubleheader between the Eagles and the Giants is coming up. When we return, Scott Graham joins us from our studios. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
The NFL playoffs are here, and the easiest way to get into the action is with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. New customers get started with $150 in free bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Just sign up with promo code WIN. FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from the money line to point spreads to player props, all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Place your first $5 bet to get $150 in free bets. Win or lose with promo code WIN. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus in select states. Must be present in select states to wager. First online real money wager only. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbookfanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. For Colorado, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia, West Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 Wyoming, Kansas, or visit ksgamblinghelp.com. 1-877-770-STOP Louisiana. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. TN Redline 1-800-889-9789 in Tennessee.
Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios as we get you ready for Game 2 of our divisional weekend doubleheader here on many of these same stations. After game number 1 turned out to be entertaining, we expect this one might be as well, between a pair of division rivals who, frankly, haven't gotten along all that well in the years gone by. In fact, Eli Manning, making the trip down to Philly this week, ended up getting a billboard that was put up specifically for him, sarcastically welcoming him back. That's really tough stuff, considering that he was 10-21 all time in his Giants career against the Philadelphia Eagles. But it's a nicer greeting than Saquon Barkley's used to getting when he comes to Philly.
It was funny when we were coming into the game last time. We were coming in and we were like just like a little kid and his parent. And, like, I was just, like, staring. I was like, I want to see if he's going to flip us off. He's going to flip us off. And he didn't. He just gave us a thumbs down. I was like, okay, we're going the right direction here. But playoffs is definitely, I expect it to be a hostile environment. This is playoffs. I mean, that's how it's going to be. You know how Philly fans are. And, you know, growing up in Pennsylvania, obviously I wasn't a Philly fan growing up. I had a lot of Philly fans. I know how passionate they are. So it's going to be fun.
Saquon, Eli's billboard had the flip, so maybe it's even one way or another. Speaking of which, these teams have seen one another, as they told you at the top, a couple of times already this year. I got a chance to ask Daniel Jones this week if third time around, if that changes anything in terms of his preparation.
We've watched, all their games and all the cut-ups, and, you know what they're going to do. And at this point, late in the year, you expect teams to stay true to their identity and what's gotten them to this point. So, we'll study, have a plan for them. They're good. They do a couple different things, but for the most part, it's about executing and who can understand what the defense is doing, but take care of their job.
Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts will play a playoff game. The first time in NFL history, two quarterbacks with more than 600 rushing yards will face each other in the postseason, and Hurts sounds ready.
We know that we put ourselves in this position by what we did all season. The consistency we had all season, the focus we had all season, the preparation and the work we put in all season and before the season started in the off season. So, I don't think anything changes in terms of the process, but the standard rises. So, we just want to kind of lean on the things that have gotten us here.
Jalen Hurts' favorite target, A.J. Brown, has been that way all year long because these two guys had a very quick bond.
Me knowing him and knowing his expectations and getting him to actually believe in me, trust me, and, just being that quarterback best friend, that's huge, So I just think, like, our mindset just came together. We want to be great. Of course, we want to win it all, man. That's the reason why we play the game.
And we will find out where this one goes in just a couple of moments. Game number 1, the Chiefs beat the Jags 27-20. When we return, we're going to get you back to Lincoln Financial Field with Kevin Kugler, Ross Tucker. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
The precursor to NASCAR's season-opening Daytona 500 is the Busch Light Clash. Sunday, February 5th at 4:30 Eastern.
Green flag is in the air at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
A non-points paying exhibition race. Anyone can enter 27 events, but only one can win the 150-lap main event.
Logano has scored the win in the Busch Light Clash.
On SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Hell yeah!
Also streaming on the SXM app. NASCAR is racing to your radio.
The Masters is on SiriusXM.
Yes, sir!
In the tournament's long and storied history, only 3 men have defended their title.
Jack Nicklaus finishes in great style.
1990 Masters champion Nick Faldo.
The year of the Tiger, again at Augusta.
Could Scotty Scheffler become the 4th?
It's Augusta National. It's about as cool as it gets.
Listen to the Masters Tournament beginning Monday, April 3rd on Masters Radio on SiriusXM.
Busted Open is hitting the road with a stop in San Antonio at the 2023 Royal Rumble. This is Dave LaGreca. Join me Friday, January 27th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time as we broadcast live from the Alamo City, talking to the biggest names in the WWE and getting you set for the first big premium live event of 2023. It's Busted Open live at the 2023 Royal Rumble, only on SiriusXM Fight Nation, Channel 156, and the SXM app.
Are you a sports fan with a greater interest in the game than just who wins or loses? If so, we have a channel that's talking about the odds and props for every game. Sports Grid Radio.
These two teams score too much. I got it at 2.5. I don't care if it's 1.5.
Our team is led by Scott Farrell, plus other leaders in the field like Gabe Morency and Ben Stevens.
38.5. I am going to hammer the over.
We'll provide you with the winning edge to stay ahead of the lines. Join us before the game, during the game, or after on Sports Grid Radio. Sirius XM Channel 159.
Philadelphia closing in on this NFC divisional playoff matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Alongside Ross Tucker, I'm Kevin Kugler. Laura Oakman joining us on the field. And before we get to kickoff, it's time for Ross Tucker's Keys to the Game, sponsored by NerdWallet, the smartest decision for all your financial decisions. And let's start with the New York Giants coming off that win last week over the Vikings. What do they have to do to keep it going?
And Kevin, let's start on the offensive side of the ball, where the Giants need to play the time of possession game. You look at the Eagles' losses this year to the Washington Commanders, to the Saints. Those teams did a terrific job just converting third down after third down, staying in third and short, staying in third and manageable, keeping the Eagles' offense on the sideline. I expect them to try to run the ball a lot tonight and possess it. Then defensively, this might sound strange considering how well Jalen Hurts has played this year, but if you're the Giants, you got to make Jalen Hurts beat you. You need to make him prove that he's healthy, prove that he's willing to run and take hits on that shoulder, and let's see how well he throws the football. He did not play his best game, to say the least, in Week 18, the last time he played.
Let's talk Eagles then. How do they move on to the championship?
They got to get a fast start. I mean, this crowd is amped up, lubed up, ready to go. It'd be a totally different game if they're able to get out to a lead and get those pass rushers going. And then defensively, speaking of those pass rushers, I'm calling it the Dan plan. Daniel Jones has over 75 yards rushing the last 2 games. I expect that to be a big part of the Giants' offense. The Eagles need to have a good plan for how to slow down the Giants quarterback.
This crowd is going to be absolutely off the edge tonight. It's going to be wild in here, and it should be a ton of fun. The opening kickoff between the Eagles and the Giants is coming up. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
New York wins the toss. They elect to defer to the second half. So the Philadelphia Eagles will start with the football. But before we get this one started, one last check down on the field with our Laura Oakman.
The Eagles have been asked over and over about the recent success they've had over the Giants. Javon Hargrave told me, yeah, it's a whole different conversation over here. We're talking about After a week off, how do we make sure we're clicking at the right time and putting it all together? For the defense, that starts with what Ross called the damn plan. Daniel Jones. Hargrave said crunch time, he's going to try to take it over with his arm and legs, and he can do both. He said his success may be surprising some people, but not us. He's always had the tools to beat you, but right now he's in the right situation and can show it consistently. Stopping him is going to be the big challenge for us. Gavin?
All right, Laura, thank you very much. We're ready to get this started. The New York Giants will kick off. They'll move from our left to our right. Giants tonight clad in the white tops and bottoms, red socks, red stripes along the sides of those white pants, red numerals on the front and back, and of course the navy blue helmets with the white NY on either side. For the Eagles tonight, clad in green tops, white pants, green stripes along the sides of those white pants, white numerals on front and back. They'll move from our right to our left. 3 yards deep in the end zone stands Boston Scott, awaiting the chance to return the Graham Gano kick. The NFC Divisional Playoffs underway at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. And Gano's kick will sail through the end zone and bounce out of the end zone for the touchback. The starters for the Philadelphia Eagles, maybe the most productive offensive line in the league. Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Isaac Seumalo, and Lane Johnson from left to right. Dallas Goedert, the tight end, Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith, and the great A.J. Brown, the 3 wide receivers. Miles Sanders at running back. 5th in the NFL in rush yards this year, and Jalen Hurts, an SC joint sprain in his right shoulder in week 15. Did not start week 16 and 17, came back in week 18, has had the bye week to rest further. We'll see what he does from the shotgun on the 25-yard line. 2 receivers to the right of the line. He'll shift Sanders to his right, single wide to the left. Shotgun snap, the hand to Sanders over the left side, and Miles Sanders nudges the football to the 27, picking up 2 before Jihad Ward can make the stop. Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ojulari, and Jihad Ward will man the front for the New York Giants. Jalen Smith, Jared Davis, Kayvon Thibodeau, the linebackers, Adoree Jackson back from injury, Fabian Moreau, the corners, Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, the safeties, Darnay Holmes is the nickel corner. 2nd down and 8 from the 27-yard line. Opening possession of the ball game. 2 receivers to the right. Now in motion from right to left is A.J. Brown. Pistol formation. Hurts with Sanders behind him. Play action. Hurts to throw. Pocket holds. Floating it deep. Looking down the left sideline. It is caught at the 35. Devontae Smith crossing from right to left. Makes the catch at the 35. Down at the 33. Julian Love on the tackle. A 41-yard pickup and a first down.
Well, so the Giants are playing a single high safety in the middle of the field, and when they fake run like that, the play action, then Devontae Smith in the slot got right on top of the safety, Julian Love. That's a big-time mismatch. If Hurts has that much time to throw, a safety like Love is not going to be able to stay with a stud receiver like Devontae Smith.
From the Giants 33, Eagles on the move early. Out of the shotgun, play action, swing to Goddard on the left sideline, swats away Adoree Jackson with his right hand, down the sidelines to the 24-yard line. Jared Davis and Adoree Jackson finally catch up after a 9-yard pickup, but the right cross lands for Dallas Goedert to pick up yardage.
I think Deacon Jones would be proud of that one, Kevin. That looked like an old school head slap right there by Dallas Goedert. He needs to be careful with that one. You're allowed to stiff arm him, but I don't know that you're allowed to smack him in the side of the helmet like that. Although I can't remember the last time they actually called a head slap penalty.
2nd down and 1. Hurts swings it out to Smith, and Smith buried a loss on the play. Adoree Jackson, who missed 7 games after suffering a knee injury November 20 on a punt return against the Lions. He came back last week, and he was really good against Justin Jefferson.
Incredible play by Adoree Jackson. The Eagles end up losing 2 yards on that play. He was being blocked by A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith has to go inside of the block. A.J. Brown was trying to push Adoree Jackson outside. That's where Smith went. He actually went right to where Brown was pushing him.
3rd down and 3. Ball at the 26 of New York. Smith in motion, bringing 2 receivers to the left of the line. Hurts in the shotgun. Gainwell to his right. Hurts to throw. Fires left side. It is caught by A.J. Brown. First catch is a first down. And Brown to the 21 before Adoree Jackson can make the stop, a pickup of 5.
Eagles in a rhythm here early. This is exactly what these fans wanted to see. A team on the march, doing it primarily through the air. If you followed the Eagles this year, most of the time they get a lead in the first half by throwing the football, and then they rack up the rushing yards in the second half, maintaining that lead.
Averaged over 6 points more than the Giants did this year. A productive Eagles offense starting now to the move at the 21-yard line. First down and 10. 2 receivers left, single wide to the right. Low shotgun snap. Hurts pulls it out. He'll run for the first time. Sweep on the right side. A little high step trying to get around Davis, and he'll slide down at the 22-yard line. Well defended by the Giants. Jared Davis, Ross, who just signed off the practice squad in late December of the Lions, now starting, makes a nice play.
2 interesting things there. Number one, that the Eagles called a design quarterback run this early in the game. That bodes very well for Jalen Hurts' health, that the Eagles coaches have no fear of running him early in this game. They didn't do that in Week 18, but Jared Davis, sticking with his responsibility, he was all over that unblocked, and it's another lost yardage play for the Eagles.
Second down and 11 from the 22. Empty backfield from the shotgun. Hurts looks right, nobody open. Runs to the left. They're going to keep running to the 20, and Hurts on a diagonal goes out of bounds on the left sideline. Marked out at the 17-yard line. It'll be third down for Philadelphia. They'll put him near the 16, a scramble of 5 before Jalen Smith ushered him out.
And you know who got him 3 more yards there? Dallas Goedert with a butt block, almost like a box out. In basketball, Goddard was a good basketball player. You're not allowed to be forceful when you come back towards the line of scrimmage. You'd be an illegal blindside block. So that's a heads-up play by Goddard to just kind of run a basketball pick there, box out, and get Hurts some more yards.
Gainwell a motion out of the backfield on 3rd and 5. 3 receivers right, 2 wide to the left. Empty backfield from the shotgun. Hurts looking right all the way, throws for Goddard. One-handed catch at the 10. Up the right sideline at the 5 and powers his way into the end zone for the touchdown. He went through Julian Love at the goal line, and the Eagles take a 6-0 lead on the 16-yard pass from Hurts to Goddard.
I can't believe how nonchalantly Goddard caught that ball. He just stuck his left hand out there and caught the tip of it. He palmed it with his left hand. Then the spin move on Julian Love. Eagles fans have been clamoring for Goddard to get the ball more. They get him the ball a couple times on that drive, including one that gets him in the end zone. What a start for Philadelphia.
Jake Elliott on for the extra point. And the kick by Elliott makes it a 7-0 lead for the Eagles. The first touchdown for Dallas Goedert since Week 10 against Washington. And it gives the Eagles a 7-0 lead. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
The clock's going to run out. The ultimate upset has happened.
The countdown is up.
Yes!
For the craziest.
Oh my goodness.
Surprising.
Banks at home.
Most unpredictable tournament in all of sports.
Long 3 for the win. Banks at home. Banks at home.
Get ready from the first 4 to the final 4.
Let's go. Let's go.
March Madness lives on Sirius XM.
Football fans, Jim Bowden here. Fantasy baseball season is coming, and you need Fantasy Sports Radio to help you draft a winning squad.
Home run for Mike Trout.
Starting February 20th, Mondays, 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll bring you the GM's Corner with myself and Steve Phillips.
Oh, JB, I can't wait. And then the rest of the week, former Major Leaguer Cody Decker and myself will get you set to dominate your draft.
Expert analysis from the experts all Fantasy Baseball Month on Fantasy Sports Radio, Sirius XM 87, and on the Sirius XM app.
Each year, one club can call themselves Kings of Europe as winner of the UEFA Champions League. Europe's biggest teams.
Real Madrid do not know when they are beaten.
A 5-star show from Manchester City.
And biggest stars.
Messi is over it all. Harry Kane. Sadio Mane.
The UEFA Champions League knockout round begins Tuesday, February 14th on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app.
When football season ends, basketball season heats up on Sirius XM.
Good at the buzzer.
In just a few weeks, the basketball world heads to Salt Lake City, and NBA Radio has your all-access pass for All-Star Weekend.
Jabbed it! Oh, yeah!
Exclusive coverage of the Slam Dunk Contest, the three-point shootout, and the 2023 All-Star Game.
Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics. You click at the right time, first half of the season, we behind us.
Hear it all in February on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SXM app.
7-0 lead for Philadelphia. First possession of the game turns into a touchdown. How? Well, let's check the drive summary. Sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com can help you tackle the job search and make your next career move. It's time to get off the sidelines. Go to Monster.com and win the job hunt. 8-play, 75-yard drive. Took 4:54 off the clock, capped by the touchdown pass to Dallas Goedert. And we talked a little bit about some of the Giants that didn't play in either Week 14 or Week 18. Well, Dallas Goedert didn't play in the first meeting in Week 14 for the Eagles, and they won 48-22 without him. So now he's here, and he already makes an impact.
And Kevin, I believe he's one of the most underappreciated players in the league. I mean, he's second among all tight ends in yards per catch, third in yak. Missing those games caused him to miss the Pro Bowl. Otherwise, he'd be there as well.
Gary Brightwell from the 2-yard line fields the kickoff up the middle across the 15, breaks a tackle at the 20, and he's yanked down from behind as he gets to the 25-yard line. Along with Ross Tucker and Laura Oakman, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax and the New York Giants, down 7-0. Come out for their first offensive possession. Andrew Thomas, Nick Gates, John Feliciano, Mark Glowinski, and Evan Neal from left to right on the line. Daniel Bellinger, the tight end. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, and Richie James, the wide receivers. Saquon Barkley in the backfield. Daniel Jones, the quarterback. They'll line up with the pistol in the backfield with Barkley behind Jones. First down, just shy of the 25-yard line. 3 receivers left in the line, and the give is to Barkley up the middle, and Saquon Barkley pushes the pile forward near the 28-yard line. 4-yard pickup. Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave combined on the stop. They, along with Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham, comprise the defensive line. Hassan Reddick, TJ Edwards, and Kaiser White, the linebackers. James Bradbury and Darius Slay, the corners. Marcus Epps, CJ Gardner-Johnson are the safeties. 2nd and 6. Ball at the 28-yard line. We've got a whistle and a stoppage in play for the moment. Looks like there may be a chain issue on the sideline.
Administrative stoppage. The chain broke on the line to gain equipment.
And of course, the Philadelphia crowd, very sympathetic to the officials' woes, lets them know that they are not pleased with the chain breaking. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on Fox tomorrow when the Dallas Cowboys meet the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional playoffs. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57 on Fox. You can also hear that game right here on many of these same stations, on the NFL app or online at westwoodonesports.com. So now we've got a chain repair situation here in Philadelphia. Clete Blakeman, our referee, who is not, to my knowledge, particularly good at the repairing of chains, will take a timeout, and they'll bring in somebody who can fix the chain. 9:29 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0 Philadelphia. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Welcome back to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One. It's time for another memorable moment in football history, sponsored by NetSuite by Oracle.
It'll be Dixon at the 4. Running right to the 15, to the 20, hole up the middle, 25-30. The kicker to beat, he could go. He's looking at the Eagles in his rearview mirror. Ron Dixon going coast to coast on the game's first play. Oh, man, can you believe that? You could not have scripted it better if you're the Giants.
Howard David with a call on CBS Radio Sports. Rookie Ron Dixon kickstarted the Eagles-Giants 2000 NFC Divisional Playoff game with a bang when he returned the opening kickoff 97 yards for a touchdown in Big Blue's 20-10 win as they began their playoff run en route to a spot in Super Bowl 35. Jason Sehorn added a pick six off Donovan McNabb to secure the Giants' victory that afternoon, but the Eagles would bounce back and advance to 4 consecutive NFC title games beginning the following year. By the way, Dixon returned another kickoff for a touchdown 3 weeks later in the Super Bowl, which to this day still makes him the only player to ever return 2 kickoffs for scores in a single postseason. That's tonight's memorable moment in football history, sponsored by NetSuite by Oracle. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. To learn more about NetSuite by Oracle, visit netsuite.com/touchdown. That's netsuite.com/touchdown. Eagles going to those 4 consecutive NFC title games. I believe Andy Reid was the head coach,
Yes.
Ross Tucker, of those Eagles. Well, he just is taking Kansas City to their 5th straight AFC title game.
That's nuts. I mean, that really is. You know, I played 7 years and never got to a title game, let alone having streaks of 4 in a row and 5 in a row. That is an amazing accomplishment. You know, you don't often say this about coaches. I'm sure Belichick is one. I kind of feel like Andy Reid's a first ballot Hall of Fame coach, which some people might disagree with only 1 Super Bowl title so far, but it seems like he's got a pretty good chance to get another one here over the next couple of years.
Good news, the chain has been replaced. They had a backup chain somewhere underneath Lincoln Financial Field. 2nd and 6. Giants from the gun. Swing it to Barkley out of the backfield. Up the left sideline. And Barkley ushered out of bounds by Kaiser White near the 30-yard line. It's going to be short of the yards to gain for the first down. They need the 34. So 3rd and 4 coming up.
That's cool. Kaiser White and Saquon Barkley talking to each other. They grew up about 4 miles away from each other. Kaiser White went to Emmaus. Saquon Barkley went to Whitehall in the Allentown area. Big 3rd down here for the Giants. They cannot afford a 3 and out here.
Down 7-0 already. 3rd down and 4. 2 receivers on either side. Now Barkley will motion out of the backfield. Jones to throw, and on a slant, it's caught by Richie James at the 35. Up the field to the 40. Bouncing off a tackle, and he's down at the 42. They'll give him progress near the 43 as Marcus Epps finally able to drive him back. A 12-yard pickup and a first down for New York.
And that is Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka, the brain trust for the Giants. They got Richie James, their slot receiver, on Reed Blankenship, the undrafted rookie free agent safety. He's not going to be able to cover James man-to-man in those situations.
Breida in motion, around from the left to the right. Jones on first down will throw over the middle, and it's caught in Eagles territory down near the 42. It's Lawrence Cager, the former Jet tight end, who makes the catch and moves the chains as we go downstairs to Laura Oakman.
For anyone who says after that Eagles score, how did the Giants respond? This is what they do. Andrew Thomas said this about this offense. We are willing to play the next play, get punched in the mouth, put the ball down, play again, and just keep coming back. This is what they've been doing all year.
Well, Thomas, a good guy to quote. He was there for the first couple of years under some shaky regimes and now really enjoying this Giants squad as on first down, Saquon Barkley gets the carry and goes for 5 over the right side, tackled by T.J. Edwards. It'll be 2nd down and 5. And if you're Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka, you've got to be thrilled, Ross, with the response, not only from your offense, but your offensive line protecting Daniel Jones and giving him time to throw.
I was just about to say that. This is a really good start for the Giants' offensive line, especially on the road where it's loud. Even these runs with Barkley, they're getting 4 and 5 yards here to start this game.
Well, remember, this is an Eagles defense that sacked the quarterback 70 times this year, and the Giants gave up 49 sacks over the course of the regular season. Here's Barkley on 2nd down, starts to the left, a jump cut 1 step to the right and down at the 35. Hassan Reddick on the tackle, and it'll bring up another 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 3 for New York.
But this is fine. 3rd and 3 is where the Giants want to be. This is what it was like when the Commanders won here on a Monday night earlier in the year. It's what it was like when the Saints won here. A bunch of 3rd and shorts, and they're able to convert them. A lot of times, it's in the middle of the field against the Eagles linebackers or safeties.
They were 7 of 13 on 3rd down last week in the win over the Vikings. Jones to throw on 3rd down. Pressure comes. He's tripped up by his own lineman, and he goes down at the 40. Reddick will get credit for the sack, a loss of 5, but as he tried to step away, Ross, from the rush, he caught his foot with the foot of his lineman, and down he went. It's 4th down.
He had room, too. If he didn't get tripped up, I think, by Evan Neal, I think he would have been able, actually it was Thomas from the other side, I think he would have been able to run for the first down. That sack also knocked him out of Graham Gano field goal range, so the Giants are going to go for it. This is the right decision. You don't want to punt from the 40-yard line.
They were 2 for 2 on 4th down last week. This is a 4th and 8 from the 40. 2 receivers left, single wide to the right is Slayton. Jones to throw, has time. Now pressure comes late, and he throws this ball away. Loose on the field at midfield. They're going to rule it an incomplete pass, and the Eagles force the turnover on downs. Hassan Reddick on the pressure, forcing Jones to throw it incomplete.
But that's intentional grounding. I mean, they got to throw the flag. Daniel Jones was in the grass going down, and he threw the ball exactly to no one. I think the Eagles coaches are going crazy.
And a timeout.
Look at the field is that the quarterback was in the grass and down by contact. Brings up first down the other way.
So down by contact, so there will be no need for the intentional grounding. It'll be ruled a sack for Reddick.
Right, and it was 4th down, so the Eagles get the ball either way, but it's a big yardage difference.
Field position now means the Eagles have it from midfield, up 7-0. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. That's true when your business is growing fast, and even more true when there's a lot of uncertainty. Inflation, we've heard lots about that. Same thing about supply chains, and the labor market can be tight. What does that mean for margins? But not every business is in the dark. Over 33,000 businesses know their numbers because they use NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, planning, budgeting, and of course, inventory, so you can manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. In 2023, profit is the new growth. Know your numbers, know your business, and get to know how NetSuite can be the source of truth for your entire company. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/touchdown right now. netsuite.com/touchdown. netsuite.com/touchdown.
Today on Hey Culligan, why does your team stink? Here's Coach Waters.
Hey Culligan, yeah, my team stinks.
Ooh, harsh.
No, I mean they stink. They won't hit the showers because it makes their skin all dry and itchy.
Coach, it sounds like your guys have been hit hard by hard water.
You kidding me? Hard water?
Yep, so let's call an audible in the form of one Culligan Smart High-Efficiency Water Softener to get the smooth back in their skin and the stink out of your team.
Okay, Culligan, I'm putting you in.
Coach, we're already on the way. Kick things off with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Kevin Kugler and Ross Tucker here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Lincoln Financial Field. Winning takes vision. Grainger helps on-the-job visionaries with supplies and solutions for every industry, plus access to experts and 24/7 support. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by. 7-0 lead for the Eagles, who take over. Ball marked at their 48-yard line. First down and 10. They'll move from our right to our left. And a chance for Philadelphia to grab an early stranglehold on this one if they can punch it into the end zone. Sanders on first down tries the right side, picks his way through traffic, and Miles Sanders with a good gain of 4 on first down. A patient 4 yards before Kayvon Thibodeau can make the stop.
2 interesting personnel notes, Kevin. Quez Watkins is coming in the game now, but in the 3 wide receiver sets so far in this game, the Eagles have gone with Zach Pascal, who had been the number 4 receiver this year, but he's the better blocker of the 2, and Watkins had some poor plays down the stretch. So we'll see the split between those guys, and the Giants are only using Ojulari in obvious passing downs.
He's out there right now on 2nd and 6 at the 48-yard line of New York. The give is to Sanders over the left side, runs past Ojulari on that side, and now will be herded out of bounds at the 44-yard line by Jalen Smith. A 4-yard run forward and about a 15-yard run to the near sideline with Jalen Smith pushing all the way.
Felt like there was even a little bit more meat on that bone. You know, Kelsey pulled around the left guard. Dickerson got a pretty good block on Jalen Smith. You'd like to see Miles Sanders be able to run through that tackle.
3rd down and 2 at the 44 pitch play. Gainwell left side, blockers to the 40. Gainwell a cut back to the 35. Breaks a tackle and is down inside the 30. Darnay Holmes Mahomes finally able to catch up to Kenneth Gainwell. They bunched it up in the backfield, Ross, and the pitch to the left gets big yardage of 14 and a first down.
They got in their patented quarterback sneak set, and the Giants geared up for it, so instead they did a quick pitch to the left, and it was well blocked, wide open. Love the extra detail, the new play off that quarterback sneak formation for the Eagles.
First down and 10 at the 29 from the shotgun. Hurts to throw left side. Brown to catch at the 25. Goes back left to the 20-yard line. 1, 2, 3 Giants to bring Brown down at the 17. Xavier McKinney the first there, and a pickup of 12 moves the chains.
So Wink Martindale, the Giants D coordinator, is known for blitzing and man-to-man. So far in this game, it's been a lot of zone, and there's been no blitzing as the Eagles once again going on the ball. They feel like they've got the Giants on the ropes.
First down and 10 at the 17. 2 receivers to either side. Gainwell, the fake. Hurts will keep to the 15, and Hurts bouncing off a tackle at the 10, down to the 8-yard line. McKinney finally got him. He broke the tackle of Julian Love, who, remember, was blasted by Goddard on his way into the end zone last time down here.
And he didn't slide, Kevin. Jalen Hurts took on the tackle, spun off of it. He's not afraid of his shoulder.
Second down and 2 from the Giants 9. Eagles up 7-0 and on the move again. 2 receivers to either side. Gainwell behind Hurts. Now he'll shift to his left. Along the left hash, stomps his right foot, gets the shotgun snap number high. The give to Gainwell over the right side. He's got a first down at the 6. Dexter Lawrence in there to make the stop, and it'll be first and goal for the Eagles.
And if Dexter Lawrence didn't make that tackle, that's a walk-in touchdown. Lawrence able to get off the block of the right guard, Sayamalu. Lawrence is such a monster. I mean, 350-pound men should not be able to move as well as he does. I think he's the best player on the Giants, and they needed him to make that play there. He's going to have to make another play here.
Single wide left and right, first and goal, 6-yard line. Hurts in the shotgun. Sanders to his right. Along the right hash, 7-0 Eagles. Hurts gets the shotgun snap, gives to Sanders over the left side, and Sanders, bouncing off contact, gets back near the line of scrimmage. Jihad Ward had a chance to drop him for about a 2-yard loss, and he pinballed off Ward and is down back near the 6-yard line.
Credit Ward, though, for at least standing up Lane Johnson, who was working on the left side. The Eagles had an unbalanced line where there's 3 linemen to the left of the center, and now they're going to mark the ball back. They're going to say Sanders was down when Ward hit him.
They had started to mark it back at the 6-yard line and now have moved it back to the 9. A loss of 3, second and goal from there. 2 receivers right of the line. Sanders to the left of Hurts, who's in the shotgun. Hurts will get the snap, swing it right side, caught by Smith at the 5, and Smith up the right sideline, diving into the end zone for the touchdown. Devontae Smith gives the Eagles a 13-0 lead.
So that is the exact same play they ran on the first drive that Devontae Smith lost 2 yards on. This time, he follows the A.J. Brown block as Brown takes Adoree Jackson to the sideline. Devontae Smith cuts it up inside. You got to love when wide receivers block for each other. A.J. Brown took Adoree Jackson up out of the club for another Eagles touchdown.
Jake Elliott for the extra point. It is good, and it's 14-0. Philadelphia. Still 1:21 to play in quarter number 1. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Thinking about gas mileage? If your check engine light is on, it may be affecting your MPGs. But the free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help. With the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes, you'll know what's affecting your gas mileage and more. And you don't have to drive too far to find the fix. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service is available at all 6,200 stores.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
See details at AutoZone.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
NFL Plus is here, which means no matter where you are, this is how you football.
Let's go!
You can stream all playoff games and Super Bowl 57 live on your phone or tablet. 45-minute game replays with NFL Plus Premium and more. This is the NFL for every fan. This is football freedom. This is your game on the go. Wherever you are, this is how you football. Go to plus.nfl.com and sign up today. Terms and conditions apply.
If you have a dog, you might be worried about your good boy being bad for your carpet. But if you had Life-Proof with pet-proof technology carpet, you wouldn't have to worry, even if you had a whole pack of dogs. Because Life-Proof with pet-proof technology delivers permanent built-in stain and soil protection that never washes or wears off. Quiet, sit, good dogs. Life-Proof with pet-proof technology available only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
A reminder that you can hear Westwood One's coverage of every NFL postseason game streamed live for free. Catch all the action on the NFL app via Westwood One station streams on WestwoodOneSports.com or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. All sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. A 14-0 lead for the Philadelphia Eagles, who are definitely in the zone to start this NFC divisional playoff game.
Kevin, there was so much consternation about the way they finished the year. You know, they had a couple losses with Gardner Minshew as the quarterback and Hurts out, and then they didn't look real good in the Week 18 game against the Giants. But this is the team that the Eagles were for most of the year, which is to say the best team in football the way they played so far tonight.
Third meeting with the Giants, third time they've gotten out to a double-digit lead. The kickoff bobbled at the 10-yard line across the 15, once securing to the 20, to the 25, and Gary Brightwell takes it across the 30-yard line before he's tripped up there. Giants back to work on offense. We're back to Laura Oakman on the sidelines.
Well, just now that defense came off. Xavier McKinney brought everybody together, that whole entire defense. He was hot. Got them all together on the sideline and yelled, right now, this is all about us and us only. Then, I've never seen this before, told all the boom mics, the microphones hanging over that bench, told every camera, get out of here, get out of here. Everyone stayed. He turned around, made sure no one could hear what he said, but fired up this defense.
We'll see if it works the next time they're out there on first down. Jones stumbles out of his break, back to throw once he secures his footing, nobody open. Turns to the right. On the roll, sets up, throws over the right side, and he finds Breida with a catch from his backside at the 49 of Philadelphia. Reed Blankenship covers him up, but an outstanding play by Daniel Jones to get 19 and a first down.
Man, oh man, did they need that. Daniel Jones actually lost his footing early in the play, but was able to stay up. He bought a lot of extra time. And then to fire a strike down the field to your backup running back, you don't see that very often.
From the pistol, now Barkley will motion out of the backfield. Jones will throw a quick slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. Bradbury returns it to the 47 of New York.
He's such a smart player, Kevin. He knew the Eagles were coming with a blitz. So if you come with a blitz, what does that mean? That means the quarterback needs to get rid of the ball quickly. It's a hot read. It's a sight adjust. So as soon as they brought Gardner Johnson, Bradbury jumped the underneath route. That's about as easy of an interception as you'll see. Daniel Jones threw it right to him.
Wanted Slayton. Instead, it ends up with Bradbury and the Eagles, who already have a 14-0 lead here in quarter number 1, take over officially at the New York 46, first down and 10.
This game has the potential to get ugly, Kevin, if the Giants don't get a stop here. They're not really a team that's built to come from behind. They don't have the weapons at receiver. They really need to play with a lead and be running the football.
A.J. Brown motioning from left to right from the 46 of New York on first down. Hurts will keep on the fake, sweeps the right side, and Thibodeau runs him out of bounds at the 44-yard line, a pickup of 2. Along with Ross Tucker and Laura Oakman, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. We may have seen the first quarter come to an end on that sweep by Jalen Hurts. They will not snap it again, but what a quarter it has been. For the number 1 seed in the NFC, they look every bit the part. A standing ovation from the folks at Lincoln Financial Field at the end of one. Eagles 14, Giants nothing. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Monster.com helps you tackle the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the sidelines and go to Monster.com today.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Sports are easy to disagree on. Let's see what happens when sports talk hosts talk about something they agree on.
No, hold on. I'm saying drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Well, I disagree. I think drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Come on, man. Wait, I think we're saying the same thing.
Oh, so what do we do now?
Everyone agrees that drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings by new customer surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2020 and May 2021. Potential savings will vary.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shop millions of cars on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, and electric cars. Find your one in a million car and leave the hassles of car shopping in the rear view mirror. Finally, it's easy. AutoTrader.
Tonight's broadcast of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One is sponsored in part by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Monster.com, by Culligan Water, by NerdWallet, by Wrangler Jeans, and by NFL.com. What a first quarter for the Philadelphia Eagles, up 14-0 as we start the second quarter with the Eagles moving from our left to our right. They've got a 2nd and 8 at the Giants' 44-yard line. Trying to cash in on the interception that gave him great field position. Motion from left to right for A.J. Brown. Snap grabbed one-handed by Hurts, who backpedals and throws off the mark to the sideline. But that errant snap from Jason Kelce could have been disaster for the Eagles. But Jalen Hurts looked like he was playing shortstop, just stuck his hand out there, picked it up, and fired it out of bounds.
Compounding the error was the Giants came with a blitz. They did that a lot in the Week 18 matchup with success. The one critique I have of Jalen Hurts watching every snap he played this year, he does have a tendency to leave the pocket too early. The pocket was well protected. He didn't need to roll right. He could have just stepped up into the pocket.
3rd down and 8 from the 44-yard line. 2 receivers to the left of the line. Devontae Smith, the single wide right. Tight end in the slot right. That was an awkward start. Movement in different parts at different times. And Clete Blakeman's about to tell us it's a false start against Philadelphia.
False start. Offense. All the linemen except for the center. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Like I said, a lot of movement in a lot of different places. The run to the Super Bowl is on, and NFL Network is your home for the most comprehensive playoff coverage anywhere, all the way through Super Bowl 57. NFL Network, one network, all postseason.
Giants need to get off the field here. I mean, this is a golden opportunity for them. 3rd and 13. It does not look like they're bringing pressure. It looks like they're playing zone. My guess is they let the Eagles complete a short pass underneath, rally the ball.
3rd and 13. Giants rush 4. Hurts is flushed. Rolls to the left. Hurts looking downfield on the run. Throws to the sideline. Wide of the intended target, Devontae Smith. Pass is incomplete. And the Giants defense, thanks to some heat from Leonard Williams in that 4-man rush, Ross, able to force Hurts out, and they get the stop.
Remember this series right here, if the Giants are able to get back in this thing, because the Eagles had an opportunity to put a lot of distance between them and the Giants after the Bradbury interception to get the ball in Giants territory and do nothing. That is huge.
There's Brett Kern to punt it away. Kern trying to pin the Giants deep. Richie James will call for the fair catch, and he'll make it inside the 10-yard line. Giants buried at the 8. A 41-yard punt by Brett Kern. Could you use a cash cow? Then you need TaxSlayer. With the right tools at the right price, TaxSlayer makes it easy to get your biggest refund possible. File fearlessly at TaxSlayer.com. Once again, let's check in with Laura Oakman on the sidelines.
Last time you checked in with me, I was talking about the defense and how Xavier McKinney was riling everybody up so fiery. Absolute opposite on the offense. Saquon Barkley going up to everybody on the offense, huddled the offensive line. The message right now, defense, it was let's go, let's go. Offense is calm down, calm down. Let's see what they do on this drive.
Well, they start with their worst field position of the night. The ball placed just shy of the 9-yard line. They'll go with 2 backs in the backfield, Saquon Barkley and Matt Breida. And the fans to our right at the closed end of Lincoln Financial Field where the Giants are, trying to make it rough on Daniel Jones. Motion across from the tight end, Daniel Bellinger. Back to the left side now in the backfield on first down. The give faked to Barkley. Jones keeps on a design quarterback run. He gets a yard before Brandon Graham can make the stop at the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 9.
They need to hand the ball to Saquon Barkley more. I mean, they were having success when they were giving the ball to Barkley. I don't really understand why they haven't had more carries with by far their best skill position player. I mean, he had a 5-yard carry, he had a 4-yard carry, and now Daniel Jones just came out after that play. Daniel Jones on the sideline, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's a helmet issue or something. I don't know. He's playing with something in his fingers.
Might be his contact popping out. Terod Taylor comes in at quarterback, and now a stoppage in play. And Clete Blakeman will tell us.
York takes his first time out of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Giants are going to take the timeout to get Daniel Jones back in there. Looked like his contact popped out, and he couldn't get it back in time. So the timeout is used as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the NFL playoffs in Super Bowl 57.
Hear every NFL playoff game through Super Bowl 57 on SiriusXM NFL Radio, Channel 88, and on the SXM app.
Check in with Laura Oakman.
I just saw a NASCAR pit stop with a contact lens. I wear contacts, and think about your hands kind of trembling a little. That's what Daniels was doing. Contact popped out of his right eye. There were about 3 people got it back in. He's back.
2nd and 9 at the 10. How many men does it take to put a contact in? 2nd and 9, the slant to James. Makes the catch, but a good tackle at the 15-yard line by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Picks up 5, holding the Giants 4 yards shy of a first down.
It's a little thing, Kevin, but you're taught as a player to just be hurt in that situation. Like, oh, my eye, my eye. You know, you don't want to have to use a timeout. Oh, my eye, it's killing me.
3rd down and 4 at the 15.
I mean, we'll see if that timeout comes back to haunt him at the end of the half.
2 receivers left and right. Jones along the right hash in the shotgun. Eagles bring pressure, throws left side, catch is made and juggled and secured by Isaiah Hodgins as he falls to the turf at the 18-yard line. He had it, he got hit by Bradbury, it popped out, but as he came down on the turf, he was able to re-secure the ball. Maybe short of the first down, and he is by a yard.
And that's because of the bobble, Kev. It's a great call by you. If he catches it the first time, he has the first down. But Bradbury puts his right shoulder right on the football so that Hodgins bobbles it. He is able to secure it, but by the time he secured it, then he's a yard short of the first down. That is a costly bobble by Hodgins.
And Jamie Gillen on to punt. Britton Covey back at the Eagle 35, 14-0 Philadelphia. Defense gets the stop. The punt by Gillen. High punt, spiraling to Covey, who calls for the fair catch and makes it shy of the 38-yard line. A 45-yard punt and no return. 12:21 remaining in the second quarter. Eagles ball with a 14-0 lead. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Hear the 2023 Major League Baseball season on MLB Network Radio.
Did he make the catch? Oh, he did!
With spring training coverage beginning in February.
Everyone has one common goal, and that's to win a championship.
And don't miss coverage of the World Baseball Classic on MLB Network Radio starting in March.
It's showtime!
Tune into MLB Network Radio all year long. Sirius XM 89 and on the SXM app, included with all of our trials and popular plans.
It's the NFL Playoff Divisional Round on Sirius XM. Tomorrow at 3 Eastern, Joe Burrow leads his Bengals into Buffalo to square off with Josh Allen and the Bills.
Allen looking to run, now going to fire. Touchdown, Buffalo!
Then at 6:30, Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers welcome Dak Prescott's Cowboys.
Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
Listen to the NFL Playoff action on XM channels 225 through 227 and Sirius channels 83 through 85. Or listen on the SXM app.
Are you a sports fan with a greater interest in the game than just who wins or loses? If so, we have a channel that's talking about the odds and props for every game. Sports Grid Radio.
These two teams score too much. I got it at 2.5. I don't care if it's 1.5.
Our team is led by Scott Farrell, plus other leaders in the field like Gabe Morency and Ben Stevens.
38.5. I am going to hammer the over.
We'll provide you with the winning edge to stay ahead of the lines. Join us before the game, during the game, or after on Sports Grid Radio. Sirius XM Channel 159.
It's Super Bowl Trivia starting January 30th on Mad Dog Unleashed. Hi, everybody. Christopher Russo. You want to go to Super Bowl 57 in Phoenix? Here's your chance. Answer 4 questions correctly, and you will be on your way. But you have to get by the marquee to do it.
For official rules, go to SiriusXM.com/2023 Mad Dog Trivia. Must be 21 or over and a SiriusXM subscriber since January 1st. No additional purchase necessary. The NFL entities have not offered or sponsored this sweepstakes in any way.
Super Bowl Trivia starts January 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
Kevin Kugler and Ross Tucker here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Lincoln Financial Field. The smarter your plays, the more wins you get. Grainger's huge selection of supplies and solutions for every industry gives your business smart plays to win. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. A 14-0 lead for Philadelphia. First down and 10 for the Eagles from their own 37-yard line. Moving from left to right, Eagles start at the 37 with Miles Sanders in the backfield. Lining up initially in the pistol formation behind his quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
Giants had a lot of success blitzing on the last drive. I expect to see a lot more of that.
Shift Sanders to the left of Hurts on first down and 10 at the 37. Shotgun snap is low. Hurts grabs it, gives to Sanders, starts left, a step to the right at the 40. Sanders across the 45 and pushed forward near the 47-yard line. Very close to a first down. Jalen Smith with the tackle. It'll be second and about a half yard.
So I don't know if that was a called play or an audible, but the Giants walked up 2 linebackers on the end of the line of scrimmage, both sides. So the Eagles just ran a run up the middle. You're going to blitz guys off the edge. They'll run them right up the middle. The guys coming off the field on the edge, they have no shot to get in on the play.
2 receivers left of the line on 2nd and 1. Sanders the carry again over the left side, a hole at the 50. A cut back to the 45, and Sanders down at the Giants' 42-yard line. Smith finally covers him up. 12-yard pickup for Sanders, and the former Penn State Nittany Lion moves the chains.
Not good, though, for the Eagles. Landon Dickerson, their Pro Bowl left guard, is down. Looks like he got rolled up on at the end of the play. And really, it's because he was blocking downfield. What a block, by the way, by Jason Kelce. Just watching it again on the monitor here.
Well, so far, the battle between Jason Kelce and Dexter Lawrence, who've been tearing it up for the Giants, advantage Kelce at least early in this one. We haven't called the name Dexter Lawrence so far tonight. Timeout while they tend to Landon Dickerson. 14-0 Eagles. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Southern recipe pork rinds.
Nothing goes better with football than pigskin, so celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day this football season with the bacony crunch of Southern Recipe pork rinds. Get a low-carb, protein-packed pork rind snack that's as tasty out of the bag as it is in your favorite keto-friendly recipe. Find your rind in the snack aisle today or at southernrecipe.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Visit Amazon today for your Southern Recipe pork rinds.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Welcome back to Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Along with Ross Tucker and Laura Oakman, I'm Kevin Kugler. And together with Navy Federal Credit Union, we'd like to thank you for joining us for our divisional broadcast of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One. And give an extra special shout out to the over 1 million men and women in uniform stationed around the world in military bases and ships at sea defending our nation. Navy Federal Credit Union proudly serves the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. You hear the booing in the crowd behind us. They keep showing Eli Manning on the screen, and everybody's letting him know he's their number one quarterback.
Did you know Eli Manning was coming to the game?
I did know that.
I hadn't heard that 78 times this week.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
I'm not even in the area during the week, and I heard it 78 times.
By the way, Dillard is an entirely different player than Landon Dickerson. He's susceptible to power. They're going to put Dexter Lawrence right over him.
And to give up the middle on first down is to Sanders, and Sanders rides the wave to the 38-yard line before Jalen Smith can make the stop and pickup of 4. The playoffs are here, and NFL Plus has your game day covered. Watch playoff games on your phone or tablet and more. Go to plus.nfl.com and start your free trial of NFL Plus today.
So, Kevin, I don't have any advanced stats in front of me right now.
Okay.
But even a field goal here for the Eagles feels significant. You just don't see many teams lose 3-score leads. So, obviously, they want a touchdown here. But even a field goal to get up 17-0 is significant.
The Jaguars say, hold on, Ross Tucker. 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line. Sanders, the carry over the left side to the 35, finds a crease at the 30, and Sanders down at the 27 of New York. Jalen Smith, another tackle, but this one 11 yards downfield, and another Eagle first down.
Oh, boy. I mean, they're gashing them. And the Giants are on their heels right now. The Giants rotate their defensive linemen the least of any team in the league, which means they can get tired out, and the Eagles are no huddling, trying to take advantage of it.
On first down, the 9th carry of the night for Sanders, and Sanders takes it from the 27 to the 25. 2 yards for Sanders. He's got 46 yards on 9 carries, and it brings up a 2nd and 8.
So this is when right now somebody should say to Jalen Hurts, hey, Jalen, just make sure you're careful with the football down here, because you got to get up by 3 scores.
2nd and 8 at the 25. 2 receivers right of the line. The single wide left is A.J. Brown. Sanders is the running back. He'll shift to the right of Hurts in the shotgun. 9.5 to play first half. 14-0 Eagles looking for more from the 25 on 2nd down. Sanders the carry. Cuts left. Sanders down at the 20. Dexter Lawrence kind of grabbed him almost as he was past him, Ross. And if Lawrence doesn't grab Sanders, he might be in the end zone.
They're gashing him. They are gashing him. It was a fortunate tackle by Lawrence. You'd expect Miles Sanders to try to break that arm tackle. That might be one of the biggest arms in the league to try to break. But right now, there are some huge holes in the running game as the Eagles bring in who they call the giant killer, Boston Scott. Again, that unbalanced line. 3 linemen to the left of the center.
6 straight runs. Hurts will make it 7 on the keep to the right side at the 15, and Hurts out of bounds with a first down at the 14 of New York. Julian Love shoving him out of bounds. Another designed quarterback run, and any concerns anybody had about Hurts' ability to run the football with that shoulder should be erased by now.
This is why every coach out there wants a quarterback that has some running ability. Not only to be able to pick up a couple first downs scrambling on 3rd down, but it's just so difficult to defend. Everything's telling you the ball's going left, Hurts pulls it and goes right. So difficult for a defense when they're stretched horizontally like that.
Landon Dickerson back out there at left guard for the Eagles. First down and 10 at the 13-yard line. Fake. Hurts throws over the middle. Goddard twists out of 2 tackles, and an ankle tackle keeps him out of the end zone at the 1. Xavier McKinney had been knocked over, reached out, grabbed a shoelace, and just able to get Goddard to the ground before he could score.
They are RPOing them to death, Kev. Run, pass option, and the Giants don't know which way's what.
First and goal at the 3. Scott shifts to the right of Hurts. Now back to the left from the gun. Hurts, high, shotgun snap, gives it to Scott. Starts to the left, burrows toward the goal line. Touchdown! Boston Scott, his 19th career touchdown. 11 have come against the Giants. This one makes it 20-0, Philadelphia.
Around here, they call him the Giant Killer, which is amazing for a guy that's 5'6", 205 pounds. 5'6", terrific blocking. They might take a look at this one to make sure he crossed the plane. Certainly looks to me like he did. He dove. Nothing had touched the ground, and it looked like the front part of that football was over the white. What a drive by the Eagles. And to say the Giants are in trouble is an understatement.
20-0. It has been confirmed as a touchdown. Jake Elliott on for the extra point. Brian Daboll's team is in a world of hurt right now. The extra point up and good. A 9-play, 63-yard drive capped by the Boston Scott touchdown. It's 21-0. Philadelphia. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
At Wrangler, we know that life is all about taking the reins, no matter what's in front of you or which way the road turns. Because life is one big glorious ride, and Wrangler jeans are made to handle every step of it. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Monster.com can help you tackle the job hunt and make your next career move in football and in life. There's the regular season, and then there's the playoffs. Monster.com knows that scoring your next job, that's a playoffs moment. To bring your A game, you need Monster.com. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com has all you need for a strong performance when it counts. We all know the playoffs are no time for messing around. Go to Monster.com and win the job hunt. Monster.com.
Introducing Barbasol 1919 Classic Shaving Cream, paying homage to the original invented over 100 years ago. This new non-aerosol formula features enhanced ingredients, an exceptional glide, and crisp fragrance for a winning shave experience.
Barbasol. Later on, we'll select the player of the game, sponsored by Wendy's. Wendy's fries are hot and crispy every single time. Natural cut, skin-on fries prepared to golden goodness, perfectly sprinkled with sea salt, just the way they should be. Choose Wendy's hot and crispy fries today. You've had Wendy's hot and crispy fries, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, a lot. My mom, anytime my dad traveled growing up, we would go to Wendy's for the salad bar. They knew our names at the Wendy's in West Reading, Pennsylvania. Big, hey, Ross. Hey, Bryn. Hi, Sandy. Are you a fry in the Frosty guy?
Oh, it's good.
I don't do that.
No?
I believe in separation of church and state, so I keep the fries separate from the Frosty.
I mean, I don't do it every time, but as a nice change of pace.
It's
kind
not
of
bad.
fun.
It's not bad, yeah.
21-0 Eagles. Expect more of that kind of commentary as this one goes along with a 21-0 lead. Kickoff through the end zone for the touchback. Along with Ross Tucker and Laura Oakman, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. This is, and again, probably an understatement, Ross. This is a critical possession for the New York Giants.
And here's the deal. There's a lot of time left in this game. I mean, there's 7 minutes left in the second quarter. The Giants should absolutely not come out in the shotgun and just start throwing the ball all over the place. They will get embarrassed. I mean, they kind of already are, but they will really get embarrassed with sacks and interceptions if they just come out and start trying to chuck it.
From the pistol formation from the 25 on first down. Toss play, Barkley looking for running room on the left side. Not much there. He'll lose yardage, in fact. Back near the 21-yard line where Reed Blankenship gets credit for the tackle. It's a loss of 5 back to the 20. Nowhere to go. Josh Sweat was out there. It was just front to back. That Eagles defense had that play.
You know what's so funny, Kev? I do the preseason games on television for the Eagles. Blankenship was a guy playing in the fourth quarter of the preseason games, right? And he's the type of guy that no one ever expects to be making a tackle for a loss in the divisional round in a playoff game. Undrafted free agent from Middle Tennessee State, but yet here he is.
Officially 2nd and 14. The ball just nudged across the 20-yard line. Jones, pressure up the middle, steps away. Now Jones pumps. He's going to run to the right side. Jones eludes a tackle and spins down back near the original line of scrimmage at the 24. Marcus Epps will get credit for the tackle after the 3-yard scramble, but it is 3rd down and 11 for New York.
Hassan Reddick came clean again. This time Daniel Jones was at least able to beat him, but the Eagles ran a stunt, and this poor right tackle, Evan Neal, the rookie first-round pick from Alabama, he cannot block Hassan Reddick. He is really having trouble. They need to help him. Give him a chip or slide the center his direction.
Already 2 sacks credited to Reddick today. 3rd and 11 at the 24. Shotgun snap is low. Jones has it. Backpedals. This time has time, but nobody open. Backs away from Reddick. Forced to the right. Throws. Backpedaling to the sideline, and he throws it away. It was Reddick again who broke through the initial contain. Jones gets rid of it. A 3-and-out for the Giants, who punted away with 5:55 left first half.
So we'll look it up during the break, but I'm telling you, I think Hassan Reddick might be close to double-digit pressures already. How many times has he hit Daniel Jones or been in the backfield and missed Daniel Jones? Hassan Reddick is living in the Giants' backfield.
He had a tremendous year as it was, and now with a week of rest, he is tearing up the Giants in the Eagles' first playoff game. 4th and 11, punt time for Jamie Gillen. And Gillen, high punt, backpedaling is Covey, waving for the fair catch. He'll make it at the 28-yard line, a 48-yard punt, and no return. There's a break in the action, sponsored by Culligan Water. A drinking water system from Culligan gives you cleaner, safer water with the turn of a handle and no pitcher filters to refill. Learn more from your local dealer or Culligan.com. 21-0 Eagles with a lead and the ball when we return. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
On Monday, February 6th, football's biggest week kicks off live from Phoenix. NFL Network is here for Super Bowl 57 opening night, presented by Fast Twitch. Hosts Rich Eisen and Michael Irvin take you behind the scenes with exclusive interviews from the stars of Super Bowl 57 in their only public appearance before the big game. This is where it all starts. Super Bowl 57 opening night, Monday, February 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network. Additional coverage on FS1 and ESPN.
Monster.com can help you tackle the job hunt and make your next career move. In football and in life, there's the regular season, and then there's the playoffs. Monster.com knows that scoring your next job, that's a playoffs moment. To bring your A game, you need Monster.com. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com has all you need for a strong performance when it counts. We all know the playoffs are no time for messing around. Go to Monster.com and win the job hunt. Monster.com.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what-ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone? Hypothetically.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
A reminder to join us again tomorrow for another NFL divisional playoff doubleheader. First, the Bengals and the Bills from Buffalo, followed by the Cowboys and the Niners. Coverage begins at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on most of these same stations. Log on to westwood1sports.com for more details or to listen to the live stream for free. From the wild card round all the way to Super Bowl 57 in Arizona, the NFL playoffs are on Westwood One. And in most games, Ross Tucker is on the NFL playoffs because you're here tonight, and then miraculously, and probably not much of a miracle because you'll drive Buffalo tomorrow. How is this possible, Ross Tucker? When do you sleep?
I'll sleep about 5 hours. I'm going to drive, I think, about 4 of the 6 hours tonight, and then sleep about 5, drive the next 2 hours tomorrow morning. I love this. I got to be the only person going to be at both those games, right? There can't be anybody else. Maybe some rich guy with a private plane.
You should meet him.
Yeah, rich guy with a private plane. If you're listening, DM me.
Ross Tucker.
At Ross Tucker NFL.
Eagles have outscored the Giants 61-7 in the first half this year. They're up 21-0 here, first down and 10, and the give is to Sanders, who takes the football from the 28-yard line and pushes the pile left side to the 33, a pickup of 5 before Jalen Smith helps lead the Giants' charge to bring him down. Log on to westwood1sports.com every weekday during the NFL season for a brand new episode of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, which he'd be happy to rename Rich Guy with a Plane Podcast. Listen at your convenience at westwood1sports.com/Ross Tucker.
You know, that's a great point. If Rich Guy with the Plane does DM me, I will give you a shout-out on Monday's Ross Tucker Football. I'll give you whatever you want, man.
Name the podcast
Please,
after him.
6-hour drive to Buffalo. It's going to be snowing on the sideline tomorrow.
2nd and 5, 33-yard line. They give to Sanders, sweeps the right side. Sanders to the 40, cuts back to the 45, spins out of a tackle and down near midfield. Fabian Moreau had him, and as he broke the tackle, he lost his footing at midfield. A 17-yard run and another Eagle first down.
When they fake Hurts running one way and they fake Sanders, or they give the ball to Sanders the other way, the linebackers are necessarily going to be a little bit late one way or the other.
On first down, fakes the give to Scott. Hurts will run to the right side, sliding down at the 46-yard line. 4-yard scamper for Hurts. Adoree Jackson was in the area, but a slide ends that run for Hurts on first down.
So, Kevin, let's make sure everyone realizes that the two best players for the Giants on defense are their 2 D tackles, Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams. And right now, those guys are getting worked. I mean, if your best players don't play well in a game like this, you have no shot. The Eagles are running the ball right up the middle on some of these runs.
Sanders has 73 yards rushing in the first half. Giants offense has 55 total yards. Here's Scott up the middle to the 40-yard line and dives through a tackle to the 36. A 10-yard run. Jared Davis tripped him up, but a first down for the Eagles.
This looks like high school football. This looks like high school football when, you know, the Catholic school that has all the kids from the area that are good come and they're playing like the little rural school. I mean, you don't see this in the NFL, run after run after run on a drive like this.
First down and 10 at the 36 of the Giants. A 21-0 lead for the Eagles as they look for more. 2 receivers left, single wide right. Hurts will throw to the left side. Catch made at the 33-yard line and down there. Not much room to advance for Zach Pascal. Maybe a yard more to the 32. It'll be 4 yards through the air, and it's second down.
It was 4 straight runs on this drive until that pass right there, and you almost feel like they threw it there just to keep the Giants honest, just to throw something out wide so that the Giants DBs and safeties couldn't start to cheat the run a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised at all if they come right back and hammer them up the middle with another run.
Boston Scott is the running back to the left of Hurts in the shotgun. 2nd and 6 at the 32. Shotgun snap, play action. Hurts throws, ball deflected at the line, and the pass is incomplete. Xavier McKinney came with pressure from the secondary. He's the guy that got the tip, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6.
McKinney came off the edge and was able to bat the ball with that left hand that he broke in an ATV accident. During the bye week in Mexico, he almost lost 3 fingers. He came off the edge, and because he came off the edge on the run-pass option, Hurts, his key there was to pass it.
Three receivers in a bunch to the right of Hurts. 3rd down and 6. Gainwell in the backfield. Now Pascal will motion from right to left, and they're going to have to use a timeout. Play clock was winding down, a little bit of delay getting things going, and so the Eagles will use their first timeout. 2:28 remaining in this first half. Eagles looking to add to a 21-0 lead. Along with Ross Tucker and Laura Oakman, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax, and it is all Philadelphia in this one. They've made the Super Bowl, Ross, the last 2 times as the top seed, but this is a little bit of a different Eagles team than even those 2 Super Bowl teams because they've won more games than any Eagles team has ever won, 14-3. They have been at times this year a dominant team. Now, there were some fits and starts at the end of the season. Some of that you can chalk up to Jalen Hurts being out. But this looks like the Eagles team that was dominant for most of the year.
Well, so since I've been alive, I grew up around here, Kevin. This is the best Eagles team I've seen. That doesn't mean they'll win it, but in terms of the roster top to bottom, they're that good.
3rd down and 6. Sprint out to the right side. Quick toss on a screen to Smith. And Devontae Smith just got low and got himself underneath all the Giants. Imagine, if you will, you bent to pick something up, and then you started running forward in that stance. That's how Smith got the first down. He made the catch and then just sprinted forward from almost a crouch.
What was he doing? How did he do that? That is incredibly awkward. It looked like he was going to fall forward flat on his face, but he somehow kept his balance and was running about 3 yards off the ground for 5 yards.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, sponsored by First Alert. Did you know carbon monoxide is odorless and invisible? Help protect your family by installing First Alert carbon monoxide alarms on every level and in every bedroom. Visit firstalert.com for CO alarms and safety tips. 21-0 Eagles. They're driving for more. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Did you know that carbon monoxide is odorless and invisible? And the only way to detect it is by installing carbon monoxide or CO alarms. First Alert is reminding you to install CO alarms on every level and in every bedroom of your home. Also, remember, alarms don't last forever and need to be replaced at least every 5 to 10 years, depending on your alarm. Protect your home and family with safety you can trust by visiting firstalert.com and Lowe's stores for your carbon monoxide alarms.
Shop limited-time deals at the Truckload event at Lowe's, happening now. Save big on your favorites across the store. During this event, get up to 50% off select tools and accessories. Plus, find the perfect floor tile for your home for less. Get up to 50% off select styles while you can. Head to your local Lowe's store or visit Lowes.com to shop the Truckload event today. Valid 12/29 to 1/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowes.com for details. Discount taken at time of purchase.
I know a lot of you really want the State Farm Personal Price Plan, but what's with the oversharing? Like this message Brian left me.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I love the smell of my cat's breath. Yeah.
You don't need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
A reminder to stay tuned for the Westwood One NFL Playoffs halftime report with Scott Graham. Scott will recap the Chiefs' victory over Jacksonville. That's coming up at the half. 2 minutes to go until halftime. Eagles on the move again, up 21-0. First down and 10 at the Giants' 26. Sanders in the backfield to the left of Hurts. He'll point to the right as he steps up, now drops back in the gun. 2 receivers left, single wide to the right. Hurts, play action fake on a slant, in and out of the hands of the usually sure-handed A.J. Brown, who is open at the 19-yard line. One of the rare miscues tonight for the Eagles offense and this season for A.J. Brown.
It was a little bit behind him. And I think A.J. Brown still thinks he should have caught it. I agree with him. What a run A.J. Brown's been on. 70-plus yards in 6 straight, although that's kind of in jeopardy right now because he only has 17 yards. They're not going to him that much. They don't need to.
Empty backfield, though, on 2nd and 10 at the 26. Now Gainwell will motion into the backfield. Now motions out to the left. Hurts looking that way. Swing pass to Gainwell at the 25-yard line, up the left sideline to the 20, and Gainwell nudged out of bounds not once but twice. At the 17-yard line, Jalen Smith finally finished him off. The first nudge knocked him close to the sideline. The second nudge finally took him out after a 9-yard gain.
So this is probably the former offensive lineman in me. A.J. Brown is an awesome blocker. The guy is making $25 million a year to catch passes and score touchdowns. That's the 3rd big-time block he's had to get a big gain for the Eagles.
10th play of the drive right here. 3rd and 1 at the 17-yard line of New York. Goddard motioning from right to left. Gainwell in the backfield. Hurts gets the shotgun snap, gives to Gainwell right up the middle through the 15-yard line and down to the 11. Dexter Lawrence jumped on his back and ended it there. A pickup of 6. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 11 and a timeout used by the Giants. They have 1 timeout remaining as they use their 2nd timeout. The road to Super Bowl 57 continues tomorrow with the divisional playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. Cincinnati's at Buffalo. Dallas is at San Francisco. The divisional playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. Visit NFL.com/schedule for full details. $21-0 lead for the Eagles. 1st down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Giants using their 2nd timeout. Eagles back to work. They've rushed for 135 yards in the first half. 253 total yards. The Giants have 55.
This is a massacre. I mean, there's no other way to describe it.
Sanders is the single back from the 11. 2 tight ends to the right along with the wide receiver Devontae Smith. The toss play goes that direction to Sanders. Sanders picking his way through traffic. Well defended by the Giants, who wanted a hold call. You can hear it from the field. He had a hold of me. A 1-yard gain. Ryder Anderson with the tackle. Timeout used by the Eagles. Or rather the Giants. Giants use their final timeout. So the Giants take their final timeout. 2nd and 8 coming from just inside the 10.
That was intentional, too, by the Eagles to run the ball there and stay in bounds to force the Giants to have to use their last timeout. Because if you're the Eagles here, you're already in scoring range. But you're trying to accomplish 2 things here, right? You're trying to score, but you're also trying to leave as little time as possible for the Giants to have a possession and get any type of momentum before the half. You don't even want them to have enough time to try to get a field goal if you're the Eagles.
New York won the toss. So far their only win of the night. They elected to defer. Eagles trying to close out the half with a score. 2nd and 8 from the Giants 9. 3 receivers left to the line. Gainwell to the right of Hurts. Hurts will throw. Swings it to Gainwell. Wide of Gainwell. The ball is dropped, and here comes a flag.
Oh, man.
It was a hit. Unnecessary roughness from Jared Davis, who launched himself as Gainwell tried to pull in the football and drove into it. May have been helmet-to-helmet contact, and that's thus the roughing call or unnecessary roughness.
Incomplete pass, personal foul, defense, number 57. Half the distance to the goal line. 1st down, Philadelphia.
And he drove in with the right shoulder, and it ended up hitting the helmet of Kenneth Gainwell.
To me, that's almost 2 penalties. I mean, he was way late with the hit, and then it was his right shoulder, a pretty vicious blow to the head or neck area of Gainwell, who was still a defenseless player. So clearly a penalty against the Giants. And now if you're the Eagles, I would expect a run here because they either want a touchdown or they want to at least take the clock down here on 1st and goal.
Brown and Smith, the receivers to the left, 2 tight ends to the right. Sanders, the running back, 1st down and goal from the 5. He'll shift to the left of the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Awaiting the shotgun snap, it comes in number high. Hurts will throw left side. It is caught by the tight end, Goddard, and a great open field tackle by Julian Love. They slipped Goddard out to the left side, Ross. He was out there one-on-one, and Love closed quickly and made the stop.
Well, I think the Eagles threw that ball there because they were probably thinking that the Giants were geared up for a run like I was expecting. That is a tremendous play by Julian Love for the Giants, their leading tackler. If he doesn't make that tackle, Goddard scores. Goddard third in the NFL among tight ends yards after the catch, and he's not easy to bring down. I still think this is going to be a run.
Second and goal at the 5. Sanders to the left of Hurts. 3 receivers to the right. Single wide left is Brown. Hurts awaiting the shotgun snap. Gets it. Bobbles it. Picks it up. Now runs to the left side. Hurts on a diagonal to the end zone. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts bobbles the snap and goes in untouched for 6. And the route is on in Philadelphia. 27-0 Eagles.
What an absolute perfect time to call the quarterback draw. I mean, the Giants come with a blitz. Miles Sanders able to easily block Jarrad Davis, the linebacker coming off the edge. And there was just nobody there, as the Eagles are now going to go for 2. Interesting, 27-0. I guess they have a book that even tells them when to go for 2 if you're up 27.
Maybe they think that the Giants are so worn out after the 14-play drive they can steal a point. Hurts under center, barking out the signals, trying to get the Giants to move. Still barking. Sanders is the lone setback, and now a timeout used by Philadelphia. They were going for 2. Will they now bring on the kick team for 1? And they will. Well, they're going to bring on the extra point unit, and they're going to kick the extra point.
Smart move by a lot of these fans to go either to the bathroom or to go get a drink now. You know, there's 40 seconds left. Maybe the Giants can do some. I'm big on getting ahead of lines like that,
yeah,
though, Kev.
That's smart.
If you wait till it's 0-0 on the clock, by the time you go to the bathroom, there's going to be like a 10-minute line. So this is worth it because you go in there, you hit the bathroom real quick. They might even be able to get back here by the time the Giants have the ball. I like the heads-up play by a lot of these fans.
You can find that and more in Ross Tucker's 100 Best Tips to Being a Fan. Book available now. Extra point up, and it is good. 28-0. 43 seconds to go until halftime. Total dominance by the number 1 seed in the NFC. Every Westwood One NFL broadcast this postseason is being streamed for free from now until Super Bowl 57 on February 12th. You can listen to our coverage via the official NFL app on WestwoodOneSports.com or by asking your Alexa-enabled device to open Westwood One Sports. The Fly Eagles Fly song echoing from side to side at Lincoln Financial Field. And a lot to sing about for the Eagles tonight, up 28-0 in the waning moments of this first half.
I was really not expecting this. You know, the way the Giants played the Eagles tough in Week 18 without so many of their best players, and then the way the Giants played last week against the Vikings to go into a 13-win Minnesota team and really take it to them. But this has been about as one-sided of a playoff game, Kev, as I can almost ever remember.
Brightwell, the deep man for the Giants, awaiting the kickoff. Line drive kick into the end zone for the touchback. Giants have no timeouts. They start at the 25. They're down 28-0. You can't afford but to be aggressive here, right, Ross? Even though you only have 55 yards of total offense?
1,000%. They desperately need, if you ever notice any of these big comebacks, even like Jacksonville against the Chargers last week, it seems like they always somehow find a way to get points at the end of the half, right? Even a field goal here so the Giants could feel good about themselves and give them some momentum getting the ball to start the second half.
2 receivers to either side. Jones to throw on first down. Pressure comes. Rolls to the right. Jones will run. Jones up the right sideline, dancing out of bounds near the 34-yard line. Stops the clock with 35 seconds to play first half. Reddick chased him out after the 9-yard gain.
So if you're the Eagles right now, it's really important that you play outside leverage and you don't let something like that happen. I know Reddick's trying to get another sack, but you don't want to let Daniel Jones go out of bounds. You'll actually give up a few more yards for the ability to tackle him in the field of play since they don't have any timeouts.
2nd and 1 at the 34. Jones again in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Fakes the give to Saquon Barkley, throwing over the middle, trying to come back for it is Slayton, and it's batted away. Reed Blankenship, another good play for the rookie in the Eagles secondary.
I thought Blankenship might have gotten there a little bit early. Going to take another look at it. You know what? It wasn't much contact, though. He did get there a little early, but I thought he did a good job of not really making significant contact with Slayton. That's well done.
3rd down and 1 at the 34. 2 receivers to either side. They'll line up on the right hash in the shotgun. Jones creeps up to the line, down 28-0. Awaiting the shotgun snap, it comes in belt high, looks to the right, pumps, rolls right, throws, incomplete. Being chased by Josh Sweat, and nowhere to go for Daniel Jones. Another 3 and out for the Giants, and instead of trying to get any momentum on the scoreboard, they go 3 and out, and that Eagles defense grabs even more momentum.
And now the Eagles might have a chance to get some more points.
1 timeout left for Philadelphia, and still 25 seconds to work with. Britton Covey's the deep man. Jamie Gillen to punt it away. Gillen with the punt. High, wobbly punt. Covey a wave for the fair catch, peering into the night sky, and he makes it at the 21-yard line. A 45-yard punt for Gillen, and no return. 17 seconds until halftime. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on CBS tomorrow when the Cincinnati Bengals meet the Buffalo Bills in the divisional playoffs. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL playoffs on CBS. You can also hear that game featuring Ross Tucker right here on many of these same stations on the NFL app or online at westwood1sports.com.
So that was such a good punt that I'm pretty confident the Eagles are just going to take a knee here. And I just saw Sirianni take his headset off, so now I'm very confident that the Eagles are just going to take a knee here.
Well, considering some of the coaches are already headed to the locker room and they've lined up in that formation, I think you're right. And they do take the knee. But that knee might be the only negative play of the first half for the Eagles. 259 total yards, a 28-0 halftime lead.
They're not just winning this game right now, Kevin. They are sending a statement to the entire rest of the National Football League that they are back. The Eagles team we saw most of the season, they're back.
That's the end of the first half with the score. Eagles 28, Giants nothing. When we return, Scott Graham rejoins us from our Progressive Insurance Studios with the halftime report. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $700 on average. Call or click today. You're listening to the NFL on Westwood One.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Nerds! At NerdWallet, we often see people blocked when making financial decisions. Take Harold.
Coach, these credit card offers, they're everywhere.
Harold, look, it's tough out there, but you have got this. With NerdWallet on your team, you will make the smartest play with side-by-side comparisons of top credit cards.
Whoa, a card that rewards me for buying sports gear. Let's go get that cash back, team.
NerdWallet, the smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios. We have reached halftime in Philadelphia, and we're seeing something that we haven't seen a whole lot of in the postseason in recent years. A complete blowout at the half with Philadelphia Eagles on top of the New York Giants by a score of 28-0. This is game number 2 of our divisional round doubleheader here on Westwood One. Game number 1 at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City with the Chiefs taking on the upstart Jacksonville Jaguars, who had the big come-from-behind victory last week. Kansas City trying to make it to a 5th straight AFC Championship game. They got out to a good start with an 83-yard drive on their first possession. Travis Kelce catching a touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes. Christian Kirk ended up tying this one, though, with a touchdown reception from Trevor Lawrence at the 5:04 mark of the first quarter. Then, while Kansas City was on their next drive, Patrick Mahomes was tackled after throwing the ball and had someone land on his right leg. He ended up limping over to the sideline, back into the game. He finished the drive, ultimately ended up getting them the field goal for it. But the next drive, Mahomes was sitting. That meant that Chad Henne was the quarterback for the drive that began at their own 2-yard line. Well, Henne led his team 98 yards downfield and ultimately found the same target Mahomes had on the first drive.
Chiefs have it 2nd and goal at the 1. Empty backfield, and Henne will backpedal in the gun from the 1 at Jacksonville. 2nd down and goal. Pointing out his protections. McKinnon in motion. Shotgun snap. Quick throw. Goal line caught. Spinning. Touchdown. Kelsey, his 2nd touchdown catch today. And the Chiefs extend their lead before halftime. It's 16-7, the Chiefs.
Kevin Hartland right here on Westwood 1 with the call. It was a 17-7 game. Jags got a field goal before halftime to make it a 17-10 ball game. And then, after a light-scoring third quarter that saw Patrick Mahomes come back out onto the field, retaped, and playing for the entire third quarter, Chiefs managed only a field goal in that third to make it a 20-10 game. Ultimately, the Jags got a 75-yard drive early in the fourth. Travis Etienne with a 4-yard touchdown run, and we had ourselves a 3-point ball game with almost 12 full minutes left to go. But Mahomes, still limping noticeably, led a 10-play, 75-yard drive and even put himself into some harm's way to get the final score, at least touchdown, of the ball game.
McKinnon, the running back, in motion. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Left tackle block. Moves up. Messy pocket. Throws in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Underneath the crossbar by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Leaping high. His glove snatched that ball out of the air. A 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs now lead by 9 with confetti in the air. And a lead with 7:08 to go, and the extra point coming up as Mahomes again hobbles to the sideline.
Mahomes actually hobbled toward the line of scrimmage before throwing that ball and kind of leaped before he threw it. Ultimately, that touchdown put the game away for Kansas City. Jags did get a field goal late. 27-20 the final, though, as Kansas City gets the victory. Now, for Patrick Mahomes in this ball game, 22 for 30, 195 yards, and the 2 touchdowns that we talked about in this one. But when you take a look at where this ended up for him, a lot of questions about what he's going to be like moving forward as Kansas City gets set to play in their 5th straight AFC Championship game. He was asked about the condition of the injury after the game.
It feels better. I mean, it feels better than I thought it was going to be now. Obviously, I have a lot of adrenaline going right now, so we'll see how it feels. But I'll hop right into treatment tonight and try to do whatever I can to be as close to 100% by next week. But luckily for us, we played the early game on Saturday, so we get an extra almost half a day that I can let that ankle rest.
Kids always thinking. Travis Kelce, 14 catches on the day. Career high for him, 3rd highest total in postseason history. On the other side for the Jaguars, that great run of theirs and the 6-game win streak comes to an end. Trevor Lawrence, 24 out of 39 for 217 yards, a touchdown, but a key interception late. They had 2 late turnovers in the fourth quarter. Despite the fact that this season is over, Trevor Lawrence doesn't believe in the big picture that it's over.
You know, you worked so hard to get here, and nobody thought we were going to be here. And, you know, we had our shot, and that's what hurts, you know. So we'll be back. I'm confident in that. And this is more the beginning than it is the end of something. This is just getting started for us.
What an amazing turnaround for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were 3-7 when they left Kansas City after their first meeting this year. Ran their way all the way back to grab a division, win a playoff game in historic fashion, coming from 27 down. They gave the Chiefs just about all they could handle today at Arrowhead. Kansas City wins it by a score of 27-20. They will either host the AFC Championship game if they're playing the Bengals next week, or they will get on a jet and they will go to Atlanta to take on the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game if Buffalo wins tomorrow. Our halftime score right now in Philadelphia, it is all Eagles. Philadelphia 28, the New York Giants nothing. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
The precursor to NASCAR's season-opening Daytona 500 is the Busch Light Clash. Sunday, February 5th at 4:30 Eastern.
Green flag is in the air at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
A non-points paying exhibition race. Anyone can enter 27 events, but only one can win the 150-lap main event.
Logano has scored the win in the Busch Light Clash.
On SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Hell yeah!
Also streaming on the SXM app. NASCAR is racing to your radio.
The Masters is on SiriusXM.
Yes, sir!
In the tournament's long and storied history, only 3 men have defended their title.
Jack Nicklaus finishes in great style.
1990 Masters champion Nick Faldo.
The year of the Tiger, again at Augusta.
Could Scotty Scheffler become the 4th?
It's Augusta National. It's about as cool as it gets.
Listen to the Masters Tournament beginning Monday, April 3rd on Masters Radio on Sirius XM.
Busted Open is hitting the road with a stop in San Antonio at the 2023 Royal Rumble. This is Dave LaGreca. Join me Friday, January 27th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time as we broadcast live from the Alamo City, talking to the biggest names in the WWE and getting you set for the first big premium live event of 2023. It's Busted Open live at the 2023 Royal Rumble, only on SiriusXM Fight Nation, Channel 156, and the SXM app.
The clock's going to run out. The ultimate upset has happened.
The countdown is up.
Yes!
For the craziest.
Oh my goodness.
Surprising.
Banks at home.
Most unpredictable tournament in all of sports.
Long 3 for the win. Banks at home. Banks at home.
Get ready from the first 4 to the final 4.
Let's go. Let's go.
March Madness lives on Sirius XM.
Yes.
Hurts, awaiting the shotgun snap, gets it, bobbles it, picks it up, now runs to the left side. Hurts on a diagonal to the end zone. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts bobbles the snap and goes in untouched for 6. And the route is on in Philadelphia. 27-0 Eagles.
The end of a 14-play, 72-yard drive for the 4th scoring drive of the half for Philadelphia. Welcome back to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One from the Progressive Insurance Studios. I'm Scott Graham. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. Bundle today at progressive.com. 28-point lead for the Eagles at halftime. A reminder, you can join us again tomorrow for another NFL divisional playoff doubleheader. First, we will have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. That is followed by the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Our coverage begins at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on most of these stations. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com for more details, or listen to the live stream for free. From the wild card round all the way to Super Bowl 57 in Arizona, the NFL playoffs are on Westwood One. Our halftime score, Philadelphia 28, the New York Giants nothing. When we return, Kevin Kugler and Ross Tucker will have the second half kickoff. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Welcome back to Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Kevin Kugler alongside Ross Tucker. Laura Oakman on the sidelines. Total domination by the home team through one half. A 28-0 lead for Philadelphia. Let's check the halftime stats, sponsored by KFC. For a limited time, KFC's pot pies are just $5. That really is the ultimate $5 comfort meal. Only at KFC. That's finger-licking good. Total domination, and it shows up in the stats. 258 total yards for Philadelphia. 64 total yards for the Giants. Daniel Jones, 6 of 10, 57 yards, and an interception. Daniel Jones, the leading rusher, 3 carries, 13 yards. Saquon Barkley, 4 carries, 7 yards. Miles Sanders, 13 carries, 75 yards for the Eagles. Hurts with 30 yards rushing plus a touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 12 of 17, 118 yards and 2 scores. Smith, 4 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown. Goddard, 4 catches, 35 yards and a score. The Giants' drives, a turnover on downs, an interception, and 3 3-and-outs. That's why they're behind 28-0. They're going to get the football to start the second half. They won the toss and elected to defer. But Ross, how in the world do they approach the start of this second half down 4 touchdowns?
Well, it sounds wild, I guess, Kev, but they got to play their game. I mean, they cannot get in the obvious passing downs. They got to try to stay out of 3rd and long. Their offensive line is not suited to be able to block this Eagles pass rush. You know, it might not be aesthetically pleasing. They got to run the ball and get the ball out quick with short passes. When they try to drive the ball down the field, it's been disastrous. They don't need to try to get it all back at once. They need to try to just get some first downs, stack some first downs, have some success, and get some points on the board. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, nothing deep, right? Nothing deep and cheap. And obviously when the Eagles have the ball, take care of it. Turnovers are one of the things that could really get the Giants back in this game.
Eagles will kick things off. It's the largest halftime lead in the rivalry. This is the 181st meeting all time. And the 28-0 lead is the largest spread at halftime in any of the 181 games these two teams have played against one another. Remarkable first half. Kickoff as the second half is underway. Brightwell, a yard deep in the end zone. He's going to bring it out right up the middle to the 10, across the 15. Brightwell to the 20, fights his way across the 25, and backs his way to the 26-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Laura Oakman.
Well, Kevin, normally I meet a coach. I walk into the tunnel. I ask some questions. Not really this time. Brian Dable grabbed his stat sheet as soon as I walked up and said, I will tell you what it is. 140 rush yards to 20. 6 of 7 third downs to 1 of 5. 4 of 4 in the red zone. He said that sums it up. As far as Nick Sirianni summing it up, he's loving the way Jalen Hurts is playing. Wants him to come out with the same heart and desire. Message to the team, anything can happen in the playoffs. Do not take our foot off the gas.
Well, no doubt about that. We learned that last week, and we didn't know it before. First down play, and the handoff to Saquon Barkley out near the 30-yard line before Reed Blankenship can bring him down. A 4-yard pickup. Fletcher Cox in there as well, and it's second down for the Giants.
They've actually had some success with those first down runs. That's the thing that is confusing to me, that they haven't done more of that. As much praise as Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator, got all week for his game plan and play calling against the Vikings last week, it's left a lot to be desired tonight. If you're running for 4 or 5 yards on first down, keep doing it.
2nd and 6 at the 30, moving from our right to our left. Daniel Jones gets the shotgun snap, steps up and floats it down the left sideline for Slayton, and it's swatted away by James Bradbury. One-on-one on the left sideline at the Eagles' 40, and an underthrown ball that Bradbury got up and spiked to the turf with his right hand.
It's a really bad pass. I mean, Slayton had 2 steps on Bradbury. The ball was thrown behind him. You cannot do that. Credit Bradbury for getting back in on the play, but Daniel Jones needs to lead him. And how about Bradbury? The Giants tried all offseason to trade him. They weren't able to do it. They finally cut him in May. What a gift they gave the Philadelphia Eagles.
3rd down and 6 at the 30. Shotgun snap, blitz coming. Jones throws wide of James, incomplete. That pocket collapsing quickly. They brought pressure from the secondary. Kayvon Wallace surging towards Jones, forced him to throw it wide of Richie James. A 3-and-out for New York.
The Eagles are not a big blitz team. They don't have to be. They have 4 guys with double-digit sacks. So when they bring blitzes, it feels like a lot of times the offense isn't ready for them. They got a guy to come free again. Daniel Jones has to make that throw. He's playing really poorly.
Britton Covey is the deep man. Gillen, high punt, short punt. Covey calls for the fair catch and comes up to make it near the 33-yard line. Just a 38-yard punt for Jamie Gillen, and a timeout on the field. Giants took 1 minute and 5 seconds to go 3-and-out on their opening possession of the third quarter. Eagles with the ball on a 28-0 lead when we return. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Football fans, Jim Bowden here. Fantasy baseball season is coming, and you need Fantasy Sports Radio to help you draft a winning squad.
Home run for Mike Trout.
Starting February 20th, Mondays, 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll bring you the GM's Corner with myself and Steve Phillips.
Well, JB, I can't wait. And then the rest of the week, former Major Leaguer Cody Decker and myself will get you set to dominate your draft.
Expert analysis from the experts all Fantasy Baseball Month on Fantasy Sports Radio, Sirius XM 87, and on the Sirius XM app.
Each year, one club can call themselves Kings of Europe as winner of the UEFA Champions League. Europe's biggest teams.
Real Madrid do not know when they are beaten.
A five-star show from Manchester City.
And biggest stars.
Messi is over it all. Harry Kane. Sadio Mane.
The UEFA Champions League knockout round begins Tuesday, February 14th on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app.
When football season ends, basketball season heats up on Sirius XM.
Good at the buzzer!
In just a few weeks, the basketball world heads to Salt Lake City, and NBA Radio has your all-access pass for All-Star Weekend.
Jammed it! Oh, yeah!
Exclusive coverage of the Slam Dunk Contest, the three-point shootout, and the 2023 All-Star Game.
Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics.
You click at the right time, first half of the season, we behind you.
Hear it all in February on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SXM app.
Hear the 2023 Major League Baseball season on MLB Network Radio.
Did he make the catch? Oh, he did!
With spring training coverage beginning in February.
Everyone has one common goal, and that's to win the championship.
And don't miss coverage of the World Baseball Classic on MLB Network Radio starting in March.
It's showtime!
Tune into MLB Network Radio all year long. Sirius XM 89 and on the SXM app, included with all of our trials and popular plans.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57.
The precursor to NASCAR's season-opening Daytona 500 is the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. Sunday, February 5th at 4:30 Eastern on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Eagles defense pitches a 3-and-out to start this third quarter. Now the offense goes to work. First down and 10 at the 32-yard line of Philadelphia. Moving from our left to our right. Dark green tops, white pants, green stripes on the white pants, white numerals on the front and back of those green tops. First down play. They give up the middle to Miles Sanders, who pops through initial contact, picks up 3 before Jalen Smith can bring him down to the 35. It'll be 2nd and 7.
So this is what the Eagles did a lot this year, Kevin. They squeeze the life out of the game in the second half. When they have a big lead like this, they just start to run. If you're the Giants and your defensive line's the best part of this team, and you know they're going to run it here, you cannot allow them to just churn out first downs with the run. I expect the Giants to really load the box.
2nd and 7, another handoff to Sanders, tries the right side, pushed back, turns the corner and slides down at the 32. Contact from Julian Love knocked him to the turf, and then he slid at the 32-yard line, a loss of 3. Along with Ross Tucker and Laura Oakman, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. A game tonight in Philadelphia that has been all Eagles, up 28-0, but now a 3rd and 10 at the 32. And if you're the Giants, you absolutely have to get them off the field here.
Correct, or find a way to get an interception or a turnover. They got Dexter Lawrence. Interesting. He's lined up over Lane Johnson. Looks like the Giants are about to test that adductor muscle of Lane's.
3rd down and 10 at the 32. Giants bring pressure. Hurts hit as he throws to the sideline. Catch is made. No, out of bounds. Incomplete. Devontae Smith not able to haul it in. It hit him in the hands. He had it for a moment, but as he went out of bounds, dropped the football.
Boy, you don't see that very often at all. He is so good near the sideline, and he got both feet in. He just didn't catch the football. That might be one of the only drops I can recall from him all year. I think he was so concerned about getting his feet down, he didn't catch the ball.
Brett Kern will punt it away. Richie James is the deep man. James says, get away, get away, get away. He'll now field it at the 16-yard line, goes backwards and loses yardage. James wanted everybody to get away. When it took a hop, he grabbed it to keep it from trickling deeper, and Zech McPherson is there to make the stop back at the 13-yard line. A 51-yard punt, a loss of 6 on the return, and a timeout in Philadelphia. 12:16 to play in the third. 28-0. Eagles with the lead. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
The NFL playoffs are here, and the easiest way to get into the action is with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers get started with $150 in free bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Just sign up with promo code WIN. FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from the money line to point spreads to player props, all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Place your first $5 bet to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code WIN. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus in select states. Must be present in select states to wager. First online real money wager only. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbookfanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. For Colorado, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia, West Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 Wyoming, Kansas or visit ksgamblinghelp.com. 1-877-770-STOP Louisiana. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. 467-369 in New York. TN Redline 1-800-889-9789 in Tennessee.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering professional-grade industrial supplies, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A reminder that you can hear Westwood One's coverage of every NFL postseason game streamed live for free. Catch all the action on the NFL app via Westwood One station streams on westwoodonesports.com or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. All sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. First down and 10 from the 12 for the Giants. 4 3-and-outs, a turnover on downs, and an interception comprising the 6 possessions tonight that the Giants have had. They start their 7th possession deep in their own end at the 12-yard line. Breida is the running back, standing to the left of Daniel Jones in the shotgun. Barkley motions now to his right. Both backs in the backfield. Jones on first down in the shotgun. The give is to Barkley up the middle, and Barkley with good yardage on first down from the 12 to the 17, a pickup of 5. We saw this last possession, Ross. They got 4 on first down, threw 2 incomplete passes and punted away.
They've done it the whole game. I mean, I predict here comes another incomplete pass. I don't know why they won't stick with the run. Now they've got Daniel Jones under center, Barkley behind him. Run it again. He's getting 4 or 5 yards a clip on these runs.
Second down and 5. The give is to Barkley. Tries the right side, and he's caught from behind as he fights across the 20-yard line. But now 3rd and very manageable for the Giants, a 3rd and 2.
Exactly. I mean, they could even run it again here, potentially. You're at least in a situation where it's not an obvious passing down, and the Eagles can't unleash that defensive line on Daniel Jones. They could run it. They could also fake the run and pass it with Daniel Jones. You got some options here. It's not straight drop back pass.
1 for 6 on 3rd down. 3 receivers left. On 3rd down, the give up the middle. Big hole for Barkley to the 30. He's got speed to the 40. A foot race to midfield, and he's caught at the 40-yard line of Philadelphia by Marcus Epps. By far, the best play of the day for the New York Giants as Barkley motors up the middle to pick up 39 yards.
There you go. Giants, run the ball. Give it to Saquon Barkley. He's your best player. I actually thought he might take that to the house with how explosive he is. The Eagles blitzed T.J. Edwards, so the middle of the field was wide open. That is exactly what the Giants needed.
From the 41-yard line of Philadelphia on first down, Breida starts to the right, cuts back to the left, moves across the 35, and is down to the 34-yard line. 7 yards on first down for Breida. Reed Blankenship on the tackle. This is what Jay Sirianni was talking about with Laura Oakman. Anything can happen in the NFL playoffs. The Giants would like to think they could put some points on the board here. Try to claw back into this game down 28-0. 2nd and 3. Ball to 34 of Philadelphia. Shotgun snap, swing past James. Blockers in front, up the left sideline. A little bobble, and then he's yanked down by the shoulder pads at the 31-yard line. He's got the first down, I believe, at the 31. James Bradbury, like he was ready to yank him off stage after a bad comedy act, just tossing him out of bounds. But it is a first down for New York.
And here comes Saquon Barkley. I'd go right back to the run game. It was 4 runs. They throw a quick wide receiver smoke pass. Now they need to go right back to the run.
Isaiah Hodgins wide to the right. Slot right is Darius Slayton. Breida now motions to the right side and timeout taken by the Giants.
Brutal.
Play clock down to 0, and they have to use one of their 3 second-half timeouts. Have questions about your insurance? State Farm is there for your what-ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote today. When you're trailing 28-0, the last thing you want to do when you've got a little momentum finally building on offense is have to burn one of your 3 timeouts that you're desperately going to need in the fourth quarter.
Well, not only that, they're running the ball right down the Eagles' throat right now. The Eagles' D-line is tired. Calling that timeout allows the Eagles' defensive line to get their breath, to get some rest and get ready for this play. You know, if I'm the Giants, I was calling for them to run the ball more pretty much the whole game so far. Nothing changes that now. They should still continue to run the ball in my mind.
They've given the timeout back to New York. They instead call it an administrative timeout. So an administrative timeout, we had a chain issue that caused an administrative timeout in the first half. No explanation as to why here. So it's 1st and 10 at the 31. They've got all 3 timeouts remaining. The give is to Barkley over the right side, and Barkley down to the 28. It's a 3-yard pickup. Linval Joseph, the veteran, makes the stop after the 3-yard gain.
What a signing that guy was, by the way. Middle of the year, to be able to get a guy like Linval Joseph, he's been one of the better run-stuffing D tackles in the league since the Eagles signed him off the street midway through the season.
Yeah, he was just hanging out in Minnesota. He was working out, trying to stay ready. And he came in right around the same time that Ndamukong Suh came in. How about adding those 2 guys to your defensive line?
Yeah, the Eagles knew they had something special, and they were not going to spare any expense to try to fortify the roster.
Cager in motion left to right on 2nd down and 7. Jones gets the shotgun snap over the middle, throws. Catch is made by Richie James as he tries to turn upfield. He's dropped immediately at the 22-yard line by T.J. Edwards. 6-yard gain, 1 yard shy of a Giants first down.
So this is interesting, Kevin, because it's 3rd and 1. In my mind, if I'm Brian Dable, I'm telling Mike Kafka, this is 4-down territory. Because you're not kicking a field goal. 28-0 to 28-3 goes from a 4-score game to a 4-score game. Does nothing for you. They got 2 downs to get this. This could even be the play where they play action pass and try to take a shot in the end zone.
Offset backs in the backfield with Brightwell and Barkley. Play action. Rolls left. Jones, he'll run, and Daniel Jones will get the first down, motoring out of bounds inside the 20 at the 19 of Philadelphia. So they needed a yard. He got 3. And it'll bring up a first down for New York.
Like that. Really like that play call there. Josh Sweat, the defensive end for the Eagles, cannot allow Daniel Jones to get outside of him. That's Josh Sweat's sole responsibility. And Bellinger, the rookie tight end, was able to hook him so that Jones could get the edge. But I like that because it even gave the Giants the ability for Jones to throw it if he wanted to.
First down and 10 at the 19. In the shotgun along the left hash. 2 receivers to the right side. Slayton a single wide to the left. Barkley shifts to the left of Jones in the gun. Shotgun snap is low. Jones bends over to get it. Steps away from pressure. Rolls right. Throws on the run across his body. Finds James at the 10. And Richie James lunging forward to the 8, where it'll be 1st and goal for New York. A 12-yard pickup before Gardner Johnson makes the stop.
Pretty nice job there by the Giants offensive line, giving Daniel Jones time. He stepped up in the pocket, delivers the football. Really impressive drive by the Giants, but they got to cash in for 7.
More yards on this drive, 80, than they had the entirety of the first half. 1st and goal at the 8. Breida motioning into the backfield with Barkley. Now Jones will motion out of the backfield. It's a wildcat. Barkley takes the snap, gives it to Breida, sweeps the left side at the 5, and zigzags his way in for the first Giants touchdown of the night. Giants on the board. 6:15 to go in the 3rd, trailing 28-6.
Absolutely love that play design and call from Mike Kafka. You put Saquon Barkley, the Wildcat, every Eagles player is thinking he's running it. Instead, you give it to Breida going the opposite way. There was nobody out there for the Eagles. That was really, really nice.
A 10-play, 88-yard drive gets the Giants on the board as Graham Gano's extra point is good. And the Giants finally scratch the scoreboard, trailing 28-7 with 6:15 to go in the third. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge.
But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99.
You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Welcome to a late night edition of What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got Sean on the line. What's up?
Hey, Jake, what if I'm too stressed about my coverage to sleep? Like, what if I don't have enough? Or what if I need to change it?
Oh, if you can't sleep, just give us a ring. We're available 24/7. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Oh, great. What if I just take a little nap?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Save now on appliances and more at the Truckload event at Lowe's. Get deals on select major appliances and take home what you buy same day. And save an additional 10% on all in-store clearance appliances. Plus, get 10% off in-stock kitchen cabinets with a $1,000 minimum purchase and save even more on clearance cabinets in-store. Shop the Truckload event in-store or online today. Must ask cashier to apply discount at time of purchase. Exclusions apply. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. About 119 to 125.
Kevin Kugler and Ross Tucker here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Lincoln Financial Field. The pros play with the best gear. Grainger makes sure you get the best gear for your business. Count on Grainger for supplies and solutions for every industry. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. 28-7 Eagles. 6:15 to go, third quarter, but the Giants with a little bit of life and perhaps a little momentum. 10-play, 88-yard drive, capped by the touchdown for New York. And Matt Breida into the end zone on the run, handoff from Saquon Barkley. So now it's up to the Giants defense, Ross, to try to get a stop.
And the Eagles are prepared for a potential onside kick here, which they absolutely should be. If you're the Eagles on their front line, you need to be ready for a surprise onside because the Giants are still likely going to have to steal a possession here at some point.
Gano approaching the football. He will kick it deep. No onside here, and Boston Scott will let this one go through the end zone for the touchback. So, starting at the 25, Eagles now with a lead of 3 scores. What do you expect to see here from this Eagles offense?
Back to the ground game. They've had a lot of success with it. The second down carry on the last drive when Sanders lost yardage is really the only negative run they've had all night. This drive right here is going to determine whether or not the Giants have any chance to get back in this game, Kevin. If they can get a 3-and-out and get the ball back, then we might have something here. If the Eagles are able to go right down the field again, then the drive the Giants just had will pretty much be for naught.
Boston Scott behind Hurts in the pistol formation. Play action. Hurts to throw. Has time. Floats it for Goddard at the 40. Up the left sideline to the 45 and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 22-yard pickup from Hurts to Goddard. Xavier McKinney with the tackle and a first down.
Every Giant linebacker thinks it's a run. They all step up, and Goddard gets behind him in the zone coverage, and he's absolutely wide open. Man, I love that first down play call from Eagles offensive coordinator Shane Steichen. You know the Giants are geared up for the run. You know they think the Eagles are going to continue to try to churn clock. So fake the run and throw it right over their heads.
From the 48-yard line, first down. Shotgun snap to Hurts. Sanders the give up the middle, or rather Boston Scott up the middle, across midfield and into Giants territory down at the 43. 9-yard run for Scott. Nick McLeod on the tackle. 2nd and 1 coming up for Philadelphia. 5:20 to play in the third, up 28-7.
Unlike the first half, when the Eagles did a lot of no huddle, they're huddling up now, which is very smart. I don't really think it's ever too early, if you have this big of a lead, to shorten the game and wait till there's 5 seconds or left on the play clock before you snap it.
Scott still in at running back. 2nd down and 1. He'll get the carry once more. Floats up the middle to the Giants' 40-yard line. 1st down, a pickup of 3 for Boston Scott.
And really every 1st down is an opportunity to get about 2 more minutes of game time off the clock if you're doing it right for the Eagles.
And Boston Scott asking out now. He called for Miles Sanders to come back in. Looked to the sideline and motioned to come out. May have an equipment problem with his chin strap, the way he's reacting. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. You don't see Boston Scott ask out too often. Single receiver to the left is Devontae Smith. Pistol formation with Sanders, the running back, now shifts to the right of Hurts. On 1st down, play action. Hurts under pressure. Ball stripped out of his hands. Loose on the turf. I think Hurts fell back on it at the 47. Xavier McKinney came up and stripped it out of his hands. And Hurts pouncing on the football back near the 47.
So the Eagles tried to go with 3 tight ends and fake the run. Hurts faked the wrong way. The Giants came with a blitz. McKinney hit Hurts on that throwing shoulder, and the Eagles are extremely fortunate that Hurts was able to recover that. Boy, that could have been a game-changing play.
Well, they're fortunate Hurts didn't get hurt, because McKinney, as he hit it out of his hand, the arm and the injured shoulder pulled back a little bit. 2nd and 16 from the 47-yard line. Empty backfield. Shotgun snap. Swing pass. Devontae Smith falls down. Came back on the little screen, the jailbreak screen at the 47-yard line, and as he made the catch, he slipped. Nothing doing, and it'll be 3rd and long for Philadelphia.
So this has got to be frustrating if you're an Eagles fan, because they were running the ball very effectively. And they decided to try to get, I don't think cute's the right word, but they decided to try to go for the nail in the coffin with a deep pass, and now it's 3rd and crazy long. This will likely be some type of check down or something underneath, Kevin, to just try to see if they can get in the field goal range.
3rd and 17. The crazy long length for the Eagles here. From the 47, over the middle. It's caught by Smith at the 45 on a cross to the 40-yard line. And then he's jarred out of bounds at the 38 of the Giants. 7 yards short of the 1st down. He picks up 9. Julian Love on the tackle. They got some yardage, but not all the yardage. And out comes Brett Kern to punt it away for Philadelphia.
That's interesting to me, because Jake Elliott was 5 for 5 against the Giants here 2 weeks ago, including making a 52-yarder and a 54-yarder, but they don't want him to try a 55-yarder here.
He's 5 of 6 this year from 50-plus, and now they shift into a play formation. Motioning out of the backfield is Pascal. Trying to take the snap is Blankenship. He'll go under center now.
Trying to get him to jump.
They want him to move off sides. Giants are not flinching to this point. Blankenship stays under center, and there will be no movement. A delay of game.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Good idea, but the Giants held their water.
Well, listen, I suppose it was worth a try. I guess I'm just a little surprised they're not kicking a field goal. I wonder how much the fact that it would still be a 3-score game goes into this, Kevin, right? I mean, you're up 21. You kick the field goal. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I mean, yeah, that's you're up 21. You kick the field goal. You're up 24. It's still a 3-score game, regardless.
But you need 3 2-point conversions to go with the 3 touchdowns. It does make it a lot harder. Instead, they will punt it away this time. Kern to punt, trying to pin the Giants deep. James, the deep man, waving for the fair catch. He'll make it near the 7-yard line. A 36-yard punt, no return. Giants with the ball, deep in their own end, trailing 28-7 late in the third. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Monster.com helps you tackle the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the sidelines and go to Monster.com today.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wendy's knows that everybody hates cold and soggy fries. That's why Wendy's changed their fries to serve them up hot and crispy every single time. That's right, hot and crispy guaranteed, or they will replace them. With natural cut, skin-on potatoes, every order of hot and crispy fries is prepared to golden goodness and perfectly sprinkled with sea salt every time. Head to Wendy's today to get your hot and crispy fries and make every day a fry day. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Feeling great starts with a great shave. And a great shave starts with Barbasol Shaving Cream. That's Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American classic for over 100 years. You're looking good, America. You're shaving with Barbasol.
Barbasol. A reminder that for every field goal made tonight and throughout the remainder of the postseason, Barbasol will make a donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American original for over 100 years. Close shave, America. Close shave, Barbasol. With Ross Tucker, Laura Oakman on the sidelines, Kevin Kugler, Mike Trout being shown in the stands. That's why everybody's cheering right now as he waves on Eagles fans to try to make life rough on Daniel Jones and the Giants, starting 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line. Shotgun snap to Jones. Fakes the give. Runs to the right side. Jones across the 10 and shoved out of bounds by Darius Slay as he gets to the 12. A 5-yard run for Jones on 1st down, and it's 2nd and 5.
Giants have a long way to go, but boy, if they get there, then this could still really start to be interesting. I love the 1st down play call of a run. They're having success on the ground. There's still enough time for the Giants to run the ball and get back in this.
2nd and 5 at the 12. Under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. Giants trailing 28-7. Jones to throw to the right side. Catch is made. Immediately tackled is Darius Slayton. A yard short of the 1st down at the 16-yard line.
What I don't love, Kevin, is the Giants huddling and taking as much time in the huddle as they are. If you're going to run the ball a decent amount to try to get back in this game, I don't think you should be spending this much time in the huddle just letting that clock go.
Our score here in Philadelphia, 28-7, Eagles with the lead. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. And on 3rd down and 1 up the middle to the 19-yard line, Daniel Jones on the sneak gets the 1st down and likely takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So the Giants move the chains to close the 3rd, but they go to the 4th with a steep hill to climb, trailing 28-7 to the Philadelphia Eagles. At the end of 3 here in Philly, you're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. That's true when your business is growing fast, and even more true when there's a lot of uncertainty. Inflation is running rampant, supply chains are clogged, and the labor market is tight. What does that mean for margins? But not every business is in the dark. Over 30,000 businesses know their numbers because they use NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, planning, budgeting, and of course inventory, so you can manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins margins. Everything you need, all in one place. In 2023, profit is the new growth. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your manual business process, and see where to save money. Know your numbers, know your business, and get to know how NetSuite can be the source of truth for your entire company. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/touchdown right now. netsuite.com/touchdown. netsuite.com/touchdown.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Monster.com can help you tackle the job hunt and make your next career move. In football and in life, there's the regular season and then there's the playoffs. Monster.com knows that scoring your next job, that's a playoffs moment. To bring your A game, you need Monster.com. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com has all you need for a strong performance when it counts. We all know the playoffs are no time for messing around. Go to Monster.com and win the job hunt. Monster.com.
Tonight's broadcast of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One is sponsored in part by NerdWallet, by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Monster.com, by Progressive Insurance, by Culligan Water, and by NFL.com. Fourth quarter about to get underway here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, and a 28-7 lead for the home team, the number one seed in the NFC, trying to advance to the NFC Championship game. It would be the 8th time in franchise history that they got there. They've got to get through 15 more minutes, and the Giants with the football at their own 19-yard line. First down and 10. Daniel Jones along the left hash, gets the shotgun snap, play action fake, drops the throw, steps up in the pocket, checks it short. Barkley in the catch at the 25, a little hop at the 30, blasting through 2 tacklers at the 37, fights his way to the 38 before he's driven back. 19 yards for Saquon Barkley. Marcus Epps and Reed Blankenship finally able to wrestle him to a stop at the 38-yard line.
And the Giants finally going with the no huddle. I love it. You have to. You're down 3 touchdowns.
Breida in the backfield now to the right of Daniel Jones. First down and 10, 38-yard line. 3 receivers left of the line. Trailing 28-7. Shotgun snap, play action, swing pass. Richie James at the 40. James at the 45. Caught by T.J. Edwards after a 9-yard pickup at the 47-yard line.
The other thing the no huddle does is it tires out the Eagles' defensive line. We mentioned how little the Giants rotate. The Eagles actually rotate a lot, but they're not able to rotate if the Giants are going right back on the football. 2nd and 1.
Jones to throw. Flush to the right. Rolling towards the sideline. Pumps again, and is nudged out of bounds all the way back at the 43-yard line. Fletcher Cox will get credit for a sack as he chases him out of bounds back at the 43.
Tremendous hustle by Fletcher Cox. But what is Daniel Jones doing? He just lost 5 yards. He's outside of the pocket. Throw the ball away. I mean, that is remedial stuff. College quarterbacks know that. Why would you lose 5 yards? You didn't have to lose.
And now makes it a much more difficult 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap. Jones looking, throws to the sideline wide of Darius Slayton at the 49-yard line, and it's 4th down. And if you don't give up those 5 yards, Ross, it's 3rd and 1 instead of 3rd and 6, and you've got a litany of options instead. It's now 4th down and 6, and the punt team is on.
And right, you could have run. Daniel Jones could run. Then he just misses that throw. Boy, as well as he played last week, that's about as poorly as he's playing this week.
4th down and 6. Gillen to punt it away. Covey is the deep man. Ranging to the far sideline. The ball will bounce at the 18 and take a turn out of bounds, where the Eagles will start 1st down and 10 at their own 18 after the timeout. 13-12 remaining in the 4th, and a timeout at Lincoln Financial Field. 28-7 Eagles. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
It's the NFL Playoff Divisional Round on Sirius XM. Tomorrow at 3 Eastern, Joe Burrow leads his Bengals into Buffalo to square off with Josh Allen and the Bills.
Allen looking to run, now going to fire. Touchdown, Buffalo!
Then at 6:30, Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers welcome Dak Prescott's Cowboys.
Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
Listen to the NFL playoff action on XM channels 225 through 227 and Sirius channels 83 through 85. Or listen on the SXM app.
Are you a sports fan with a greater interest in the game than just who wins or loses? If so, we have a channel that's talking about the odds and props for every game. Sports Grid Radio.
These two teams score too much. I got it at 2.5. I don't care if it's 1.5.
Our team is led by Scott Farrell, plus other leaders in the field like Gabe Morency and Ben Stevens.
38.5. I am going to hammer the over.
We'll provide you with the winning edge to stay ahead of the lines. Join us before the game, during the game, or after on Sports Grid Radio. Sirius XM Channel 159.
It's Super Bowl Chili-Out starting January 30th on Mad Dog Unleashed. Hi, everybody. Christopher Russo. You want to go to Super Bowl 57 in Phoenix? Here's your chance. Answer 4 questions correctly, and you'll be on your way. But you have to get by the marquee to do it.
For official rules, go to SiriusXM.com/2023 Mad Dog Trivia. Must be 21 or over, and a SiriusXM subscriber since January 1st. No additional purchase necessary. The NFL entities have not offered or sponsored this sweepstakes in any way.
Super Bowl Trivia starts January 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
The precursor to NASCAR's season-opening Daytona 500 is the Busch Light Clash, Sunday, February 5th at 4:30 Eastern.
Green flag is in the air at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
A non-points paying exhibition race. Anyone can enter 27 events, but only one can win the 150-lap main event.
Logano has scored the win in the Busch Light Clash.
On SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Hell yeah!
Also streaming on the SXM app. NASCAR is racing to your radio.
The reimagined Pro Bowl presented by Verizon is headed back to Vegas. Tickets start as low as $35. Sunday, February 5th at 12 p.m. Pacific time at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Visit probowl.com/tickets to buy your tickets today. Kevin Kugler, Ross Tucker, Laura Oakman, our entire Westwood One crew on hand, wrapping up day one of the divisional round of the playoffs. Kansas City winning earlier today, eliminating Jacksonville. Eagles with a 28-7 lead, 13-12 to play here in the fourth. And Philadelphia back to work on offense from their own 18-yard line. Jalen Hurts will send Sanders to his left in the backfield. The give is to Miles Sanders. Accelerates up the middle across the 25. Spins out of a tackle at the 28 and falls forward to the 29. 11 for Miles Sanders. Adoree Jackson brings him down. 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter and a first down for the Eagles.
They might mix in a pass here or there, Kevin, but I would expect a heavy dose of the ground game for the Eagles. You know, the Giants haven't really stopped it. When the Eagles have elected to try to throw it or get cute a little bit, that's when they've stalled. They haven't really stalled when they've just run the ball right at the Giants.
Sanders to the left of Hurts. 17th carry for Sanders. Goes up the middle, and Sanders takes it from the 30 to the 33. 17 carries, 90 yards for Miles Sanders. Kayvon Thibodeau on the tackle. And the battle within the battle of two former Nittany Lion teammates, Miles Sanders and Saquon Barkley. Not only is Sanders' team winning on the scoreboard, he's winning in the stat column over Barkley.
Well, evidently you should go to Penn State and then go to the NFL and wear number 26 if you're a running back. Maybe Nicholas Singleton will be the next one to do it. You know, Sanders hadn't had a touchdown in 4 straight games. He had been under 70 yards in 4 straight games. So really good sign for the Eagles that he looks like he's back.
Scott on second down to the sideline, and Scott chased out of bounds near a first down. All the way up to the 43-yard line. Jalen Smith on the tackle. Giants sideline is livid. They thought there was a hold. Instead, it'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
It looks like Jack Stoll, the tight end there, I think did a pretty good job of letting go of Jihad Ward right before they would have called the hold. Ward's incensed because his job is to be the force player and make the running back go back inside, but Stoll released him right at the right time. If you're an edge blocker there, you don't need to keep grabbing him. Usually those guys aren't able to disengage and still get the runner.
3rd down and 2. The fake to Scott. Hurts will keep. Turns upfield. First down. Thibodeau with the tackle. at the 42-yard line. Faked it to Scott, turned the right corner, and Jalen Hurts picks up 4 and moves the chains.
And Thibodeau played it so well. Give him credit. Thibodeau read it. He got flat down the line. He thought for sure Hurts was going to try to run for the outside. Hurts is really good at sticking that right foot in the ground and then getting back north and south to be able to get positive yards. That's a big first down to keep that clock spinning.
Down to 10:35 to play. Eagles up 28-7. Shotgun snap to Hurts, gives to Scott, picks his way over the left side, and Scott down in the arms of Jalen Smith at the 44-yard line. Just a 2-yard gain, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Our score here in Philadelphia, Eagles 28, Giants 7. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. It was all Eagles in the first half. Giants have the edge on the scoreboard if you only counted the second half, but of course it was a 28-0 lead at halftime. 28-7 now, early in the fourth. 2nd and 8, under 10 minutes to go. Ball at the 44-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. Shotgun snap to Hurts on the left hash, throws left side, caught by A.J. Brown. Stopped at the 49 of Philadelphia. Tackle made by Jared Davis and a pickup of 5.
And A.J. Brown slow to get up. Not quite sure what happened there. It was sort of a nondescript play. He just ran an in-breaking route and then got tackled by Jalen Smith. I don't really know what could have happened, but it brings up 3rd and short here. Eagles have excelled in these situations. A lot of times, they're going to get Hurts involved one way or the other. Either he'll run it, he'll be a threat to run, or he'll fake the run and throw a short pass, usually an out-breaking route.
3rd down and 3. Motion. Quez Watkins, the give to Gainwell, giant hole up the middle, into the secondary at the 40 and tripped up at the Giants 35. They'll give him progress to the 34. Julian Love with the ankle tackle, he picks up 17.
And once again, that was right down Main Street. I mean, right up the middle, tremendous double team by Sayamalo, the right guard, and Kelsey, getting Dexter Lawrence knocked back. You don't see that very often. Then they get just enough of Jalen Smith, and that was a huge hole for Kenny. You know what he did right there, Kev? He gained well. He gained yardage well.
No.
Anything?
We're at that point in the game?
We are at that point in the game, yes.
Just making sure.
It's dad joke time.
And a timeout. No, delay of game. Flag down before a timeout was used.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So back up 5 for this Eagles offense, led by the quarterback. That had to Hurts. The
nice.
Eagles.
Nice.
No, not nice. You put me in that position. I've fallen into the trap.
But that's an unacceptable delay of game right there. You're at the 35-yard line. You're in field goal range. You can't lose 5 yards like that. They're not going to need their timeouts. They need those 5 yards.
First down and 15 now at the 40. Gainwell in the backfield. Hurts gets the shotgun snap. The give is to Gainwell, trying the left side and trying to help him along. Jack Stoll, who was going to block for him, instead, like he was picking up his luggage from the baggage claim area, just kind of tucked Gainwell under his arm and tried to pull him forward for a couple.
Isn't it fascinating? You think about all the man hours that go into these pro football teams, all the guys that they employ, all the hours, all the practice, and then you have Daniel Jones running out of bounds for a loss of 5 when he could just throw it away, or the Eagles getting a delay a game when they have 3 timeouts. I mean, it really is fascinating that they can make mistakes like that at this level.
2nd down and 12 of the 37. A.J. Brown back in. Hurts looking for him down the right side, and he overshot him in the end zone. Brown reaching out for it, and now Brown goes down in the back of the end zone, rolling in pain. He is still on the turf, now up and limping noticeably. He just came back in, and Rossi dove for that ball, and as he went for it, he kind of went down awkwardly, and now he'll jog to the sideline.
Well, now we're back to this 3rd and long situation for the Eagles, in part because of the delay game and in part because they elected to take a shot on 2nd down. This, again, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this is a run to try to either pop it or just get in field goal range.
3rd down and 12. It is a run. Gainwell up the middle. Gainwell to the 30-yard line. Spins out of a tackle. He's got the first down, I believe. Extra effort gets him across the 25. Jason Pinnock went for a ride for the final yard as Gainwell pushed him and the ball to the 25 for a first down.
I know the Eagles a little bit, Kev, and in those situations, they love to try to pop a run up the middle because even if they don't get the first down, they keep the clock moving and they're in field goal range, and Kenny G is out here making sweet music on this drive. Kev, you got to do something. You got to say something to some people.
I want it to hang there so everyone can digest what just happened. Here's Gainwell over the left side, dragging tacklers again, and Gainwell down inside the 14, an 11-yard gain on the play, and another first down.
What? Is Kenny G like a saxophone player?
Yeah, he plays a sax.
Is that what he is?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. I know nothing about music. I am incredibly proud of myself that I knew that. Is it jazz?
Yeah, it's kind of a soft jazz.
Soft jazz saxophone player. That's kind of like this Eagles drive right now with Gainwell.
7 carries, 65 yards for Gainwell. 1st and 10 at the 13. Smith motioning on the left side. Hurts gets the shotgun snap, swings it to Smith, left sideline at the 10, and Smith out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Xavier McKinney. There's a flag down on the far side of the field away from the play, and Clete Blakeman will tell us about it.
Ineligible man downfield, offense number 65. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Can you tell that they've called that penalty against the Eagles a lot this year? Eagles fans are not happy with the number of illegal man downfield penalties they've had. Lane Johnson was playing right tackle. He came firing off. It's a good call. I mean, it's a called run. He was up at the linebacker level. It's actually amazing, Kevin, that he was 4 yards downfield by the time the ball was thrown. It felt like Jalen Hurts threw the ball as soon as he caught it.
Just gives the Eagles more time to run time off the clock. This drive's already taken over 7 minutes off the clock. 1st and 15 at the 18. Gainwell up the middle, and Gainwell to the 15. And now the Giants will start to use timeouts. First timeout called by New York, and it stops the clock with 5:32 to play on a 2nd and 12 for the Eagles at the 15-yard line. Kevin Kugler and Ross Tucker here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Lincoln Financial Field. Clutch players come through when games are on the line. So does Grainger, with supplies and solutions that your business can count on to help get big jobs done. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by. 28-7. Philadelphia with the lead. 5:32 to play in the 4th. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just 1 dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
Did you know Nissan EVs have traveled 8 billion miles? Just a quick trip to Pluto and back. And what did we learn along the way? Well, that an EV can take on the world, like the Nissan Leaf. It can move racing forward and take your breath away, like the all-new Nissan Ariya. We learned to make EVs that electrify. 8 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010. Ariya not yet available for purchase. Expected availability late fall, subject to change.
Why do challenge flags only exist in football? Think how useful they'd be in real life. Like when you're positive it's not your turn to walk the dog. Challenge flag. The neighbor's kid says it wasn't their ball that dented your car door. Challenge flag. Your friend paid you back, but you definitely don't remember that? Boom. Challenge flag. Imagine settling a disagreement with an instant replay. Why isn't the world like that? I guess it's because it's technically impossible. But it's nice to dream about. You know one thing no one would ever challenge? Protecting your home and auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
The reimagined Pro Bowl presented by Verizon is headed back to Las Vegas. Watch Peyton and the AFC take on Eli and the NFC yet again. But this time, the Mannings will compete as head coaches leading the best in the league. Catch new skills challenges and fan favorites like Best Catch and Epic Dodgeball and the first ever NFL flag football game. Tickets starting as low as $35 for the 2023 Pro Bowl games presented by Verizon. Sunday, February 5th, 12 p.m. Pacific at Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. Visit ProBowl.com/tickets to buy your tickets today.
28-7, Philadelphia with the lead over the New York Giants. Let's check in downstairs with Laura Oakman.
Not too surprising here. A.J. Brown isn't in. He came off the field. Athletic trainers and coaches all came up to him. Nobody touched him, but they were all talking to him. He was nodding his head. Didn't look very happy, but also looked like he understood. Helmet off, sitting on the bench, most likely done for the night.
Yeah, that's probably discretion being the better part of valor, up 28-7.
I was just going to use that same expression. I love it. We're in sync.
2nd and 12 at the 15-yard line, a drive that's taken 7:40 off the clock for the Eagles. 28-7 the lead. The give to Gainwell on 2nd and 12, and Gainwell fights up the left hash down to the 12-yard line, and the Giants use their second timeout. Clock will stop, 5:26 to play in the fourth, and a 3rd and 9 for Philadelphia coming up. The copyright of tonight's broadcast of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One is owned by the National Football League on behalf of its member clubs. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the NFL is strictly prohibited.
So if the Eagles kick a field goal here, it's a 24-point game, so it's still a 3-score game. But to your point, Kevin, they'd have to get 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. 2-point conversion is typically about a 50-50 play, so to get 3 of them, not real likely.
And likely 2 onside kick recoveries would be a part of that as well. I believe 3 were recovered all regular season in the National Football League this year. So you're telling me there's a chance. 3rd and 9 at the 12. Shotgun snap. Hurts rolls to the right. Looking. Hurts. Looking. Throws for the end zone, and it's batted away from Devontae Smith by Julian Love in the back right corner of the end zone. I thought Jalen Hurts was throwing that ball away, and as it floated to the corner, then I thought perhaps Julian Love was going to intercept it in the end zone. Instead, it's incomplete. The field goal unit comes on.
Well, it's a really poor decision by Hurts because it should have been intercepted, and that's the one thing you absolutely could not do in that situation. He actually should have just gone down to the ground to force the Giants to use their last time out. That ball had almost no chance of being completed.
30-yard field goal try for Jake Elliott. Brett Kern on the hold. The snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is good as well. 31-7 Eagles with that field goal. Barbasol will make another donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol, the trusted choice for a close, comfortable shave. Close shave, America. Close shave, Barbasol. 31-7. Philadelphia, 5:16 to play in the fourth. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
At Wrangler, we know that life is all about taking the reins, no matter what's in front of you or which way the road turns. Because life is one big glorious ride, and Wrangler jeans are made to handle every step of it. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact, Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Every pro is an MVP to us. As a Lowe's MVP's Rewards member, you can earn bonus points when you shop select products and brands. Then redeem them for exciting rewards like tools, sports memorabilia, e-gift cards, and more. Join today to become a member and start earning. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Subject to program terms. While supplies last. Points expire at end of calendar year. Visit Lowe's.com/MVP's bonus points for details.
Shop millions of cars on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, and electric cars. Find your 1 in a million car and leave the hassles of car shopping in the rear view mirror. Finally, it's easy. AutoTrader.
Along with Ross Tucker and Laura Oakman, I'm Kevin Kugler here on Westwood One. You're listening to the NFL Divisional Playoffs, presented by Intuit TurboTax. 5:16 to go in the fourth, a 31-7 lead for Philadelphia. Eagles ready to kick this one off. NFC Championship game looks like it's going to be here in Philly. 5:16 left before we know for sure. And the kickoff by Elliott. A yard and a half deep in the end zone. Out comes Gary Brightwell to the 10. Brightwell up the middle to the 15. Tries to go left to the 20 and is stopped short of the 25-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Laura Oakman.
The defensive line for the Eagles played so great tonight, so impressive on the field and also on paper. 16 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pros, 4 Super Bowls between them. Javon Hargrave told me, man, it is something to just be able to do your job and not worry about anyone else because the guy next to you is going to do his. The extra layer of fun in games, he said, we compete with each other to get to the quarterback and running back because you know if you don't get there fast enough, somebody else will. I can't even tell you who's winning the game within the game, but they have been flying around tonight.
Well, and so many of them have career highs in sacks this year. You can see that competition paying off as Jones on first down throws incomplete in the direction of Daniel Bellinger, and will bring up 2nd down and 10. Josh Sweat, career high in sacks. Javon Hargrave, career high in sacks. Brandon Graham, career high in sacks. If you drop back to the linebacking core, Hassan Reddick, a career high in sacks. I mean, this Eagles team, while they've not been able to get to Daniel Jones with any regularity tonight, all year long, I mean, they're one of the best to ever do it from a defensive pressure standpoint in the history of the league. 2nd and 10 at the 23. Jones floats it. Wide open is James, and it's off his fingertips in midfield.
Wow.
If Richie James catches that football, he's gone. There was nobody near him, and it's off his hands at midfield, incomplete.
I can't believe that. I mean, I really can't believe that the Eagles dropped that coverage. Nobody was within 20 yards of Richie James when the ball hit both of his hands. That was a perfect throw by Daniel Jones, and that could have made things at least a little bit interesting. I cannot believe that you will never see a guy that open in the NFL.
3rd down and 10 at the 23. Jones with pressure, steps to the right. Backside pressure comes, he's hit. The ball is out, and it's scooped up by Mark Lewinsky on the offensive line. The strip sack by Josh Sweat, jarring the ball loose. A loss of 6 on the play, and it's 4th down.
Well, I have some major concerns about Daniel Jones' pocket presence. I mean, it's almost like he thinks sometimes when a speed rusher goes around him that the guy's not going to keep coming back and curling around. He had no idea Josh Sweat was coming in there with that tomahawk chop. Giants fortunate to recover it, but this is a last-ditch effort here now.
4th and 16 from the 17. Jones will step up, throws over the middle, and it's caught at the 34-yard line. That'll be a 1st down. It's Marcus Johnson who makes the catch, gets 17 yards, and the Giants still have a pulse.
Credit Daniel Jones there. I mean, he stepped up. Darius Slay had pretty good coverage. Daniel Jones stepped up in the pocket and ripped that one on the in-breaking route.
13 of 22 for Jones, just 126 yards tonight. 1st and 10 at the 34. Jones steps up into the pocket again, pumps 2nd time, and he's sacked. Brandon Graham got him. Graham with the sack, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
What is he doing taking sacks, Kevin? They can't afford the clock to keep going. Throw the ball away. And that one he felt and he knew was coming. Throw the ball away.
2nd down and 12 of the 32. Jones rushed again by Graham. Dumps it off short to the tight end.
Oh, that's so good.
Bellinger tackled at the 36-yard line, one-on-one, and it was C.J. Gardner-Johnson that was so good there.
Well, it was so good because he attacked the outside thigh board of Bellinger. Bellinger wanted to get out of bounds, but Gardner-Johnson just went firing through his outside leg, so he couldn't get out of bounds.
3rd and 8 at the 36. Jones throws left side and in and out of the hands of Richie James, blanketed by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. James had a second skin, and it was wearing number 23 in Eagles green.
What a pickup Gardner-Johnson was in the trade with the Saints by the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, the guy missed 5 games and still tied for the lead in the NFL with 6 interceptions. He makes a big tackle the play before, then he almost gets a pick, puts the Eagles in another 4th down situation.
4th and 8 for the Giants from the 36 of New York. Jones hit as he throws, deflected, almost intercepted, the pass incomplete, and the Giants turn it over on downs. He wanted Hodgins, the ball caromed away. Blankenship had a shot at the pick. Had he picked it off, it would have meant worse field position for the Eagles, who now start the celebration on their sideline, up 31-7 with 2:51 to play.
Excellent bull rush by Hargrave, who's actually been quiet tonight, the Pro Bowl D tackle, and then Slay makes a play that he wasn't able to make on the prior 4th down, getting his hand in there, and the Eagles are able to put some backups in there. Gardner Minshew is now in at quarterback. They're able to get Lane Johnson out of there at right tackle as well.
So Minshew, who started week 16 and 17 with Jalen Hurts out, to work from the 36 of the Giants on 1st down. They give us to Gainwell and just runs over the left side to the 33, picks up 3. Jalen Smith another tackle, but now the Eagles are just going to run this thing out with a 31-7 lead over their division rival, and it'll be the first time, Ross, ever that a team has beaten the New York Giants 3 times in a season, ever.
Well, it's not like the Giants have been playing football that long. It's only been like 100 years. I mean, that is surprising, actually, because of how often they've made the playoffs and how often over the years, like the Cowboys and Washington made the playoffs. You'd think that it would have happened at least once before. That stuns me.
Minshew, the give to Gainwell. Gainwell to the 30, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 31-7, Eagles in control. 2 minutes to go. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. Thinking about gas mileage? If your check engine light is on, it may be affecting your MPGs, but the free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help. With the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes, you'll know what's affecting your gas mileage and more, and you don't have to drive too far to find the fix. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service is available at all 6,200 stores. Get in the zone, AutoZone. See details at AutoZone.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57.
This is the Masters.
Scotty Scheffler with his first major championship.
The Masters returns this April on SiriusXM 92 and on the SXM app.
And on 3rd down and 4, a false start on the right side.
False start
of the Eagles line.
Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Jack Driscoll, who's in amongst the backups on that offensive line. Driscoll started the final 2 games of the year at right tackle for the injured Lane Johnson, but a false start backs up the Eagles.
So that's the type of thing that happens sometimes, though, when you got a backup quarterback in there with a different cadence and you got an offensive line, you got new guys in there. Stuff like that can happen. Makes it a lot less likely the Eagles get a 1st down.
3rd and 9. High snap. Minshew pulls it down. Gives it to Gainwell over the left side. He's got room. Gainwell to the 20. Inside the 10. And all the way for the Eagles. Touchdown. The cherry on top for the NFC Championship bound Philadelphia Eagles. 35 yards from Gainwell. And a 37-7 Eagles lead.
or they can just have Kenny Gainwell run around the outside and go in for a touchdown. It's funny because he actually should have gone down, right? I mean, by the letter of the law, if he goes down and takes a knee after he gets the first down, the Eagles able to kneel this one out. I don't blame Gainwell. He goes over 100 yards with that touchdown. What a night for the youngster from Memphis.
He had 240 yards all season on the ground. Tonight, 112 yards as the extra point by Elliott is good. And the Philadelphia Eagles with a 38-7 lead and a minute 51 to play in the game. A reminder to stay tuned for the NFL Playoffs postgame report on Westwood One. Sponsored by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. 0 carbs, high protein. Find your rind in the snack aisle or at southernrecipe.com. Scott Graham will recap all the action from the Chiefs' win over the Jaguars coming up, as well as highlights and excitement from this one. An Eagles win over the Giants. Still a minute 51 to go, but I think we can confidently say that this one is going to belong to Philadelphia.
This game is over. It's an extremely impressive performance by the Eagles. I think not just the score, but the manner in which they did it. And the Giants, I think, exceeded everybody's expectations. I talked to a lot of people in the Giants organization tonight, and I said, I bet you didn't think you'd be here before the year. And they said, we didn't think we'd be here a month ago.
Yep. This Giants team, they started off the year in Tennessee and made a statement right away that the culture was different. When Brian Daboll said, we're going to get the win against the Titans. They end up beating the Vikings on the road last week in the first round of the playoffs, but they're going to fall short here tonight. Brightwell out of the end zone, up the middle on the kickoff across the 25, and is down near the 27-yard line. Let's check in with Laura down on the sidelines once more.
I just want to continue that conversation because, Kevin, we were with this Giants team when they were in Nashville for that week 1, and here's the other thing that the coaches all talked about. Daboll, Wink Martindale saying, we're teaching them not to fear success. Because by the time they got their hands on them, there were a lot of shell-shocked players who were used to losing. And they said that was the biggest thing. They were trying to turn them around. Look at how far they've come from a team that was fearful of success to now 1 minute and 45 seconds away from their season ending, but a season that not many of them expected.
Oh, no doubt about that, Laura. On the handoff to Breida on first down, he takes it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Yeah, Wink Martindale said earlier in the year with us, he said it's been a total buy-in. It was an easy follow because of the struggles that the franchise had had prior to their arrival. And you know how successful the Giants have been this season? Both of their coordinators are interviewing for head coaching jobs starting tomorrow. Mike Kafka has interviews tomorrow with the Colts, the Panthers, and the Texans, and Wink Martindale's interviewing with the Colts tomorrow. The culture has been noticeable as the Giants on second down, not much there, so it's third down and 2 at the 36.
Well, listen, I think Brian Daboll is the coach of the year in the NFL. I mean, nobody expected the Giants to have this type of year or to be in the divisional round. The production he got out of Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, he's done a fantastic job.
Third down and 2. James with the catch, and he's absolutely annihilated. Josh Jobe, the rookie from Alabama. It may be 38-7, but the biggest hit of the night leveled. And how about the fact that James hung on?
And he came in with his shoulder, too. It was a terrific hit by Jobe, but it looked to be totally legal. Credit to him for putting the shoulder and hands in there and not the head.
First down and 10 at the 41, and Bellinger takes a smack as he tries to pull it in at the 47 of the Eagles. Kayvon Wallace.
I mean, there's 20 seconds left, and Daniel Jones is out here getting his players master blasted, man. I mean, it's 38-7 with 20 seconds left. And Giants are just getting smoked all over the place right now.
They're going to usher Daniel Bellinger to the sidelines after that hit from Kayvon Wallace. He'll be evaluated.
How about maybe taking a knee here?
Man.
I mean, the last thing these guys want is to be hurt for the rest of the offseason.
Second and 10 at the 41. 38-7 lead for Philadelphia. Daniel Jones, draw play. Brightwell will run to the left side, across midfield. He'll get 10 yards to the 49, and that'll do it. And the road to the Super Bowl runs through Philadelphia. The Eagles are in the NFC Championship game, knocking off the Giants 38-7. And the top seed in the NFC looked every bit the part on this Saturday night in Philly.
Boy, did they ever, Kevin. I talked about this game all week. Did a lot of stuff locally here in Philadelphia, and I was not expecting this. You know, the third time playing a divisional opponent, the rivalry, was not expecting it.
Let's go downstairs to Laura Oakman.
Fletcher Cox, 32 years old, 11th season. You've seen some things. You've been a part of some really impressive wins. How impressive was this one?
Go get you a ring, baby. It was impressive. You know, I think the main thing all the guys are just so focused this week. And you really can just feel it, how focused everybody was, man. And I think that was the key. Guys are just worrying about, focusing on their job and just being who we are, not changing nothing.
Well, let's talk about who you are. First half alone, you held them to 64 first half yards, 20 yards rushing. That's a little more than focus. What were you able to do to them just right from jump?
Just playing the same ball we've been playing all season. We didn't do nothing special. I mean, guys obviously had a little bit more juice. We talked about it. Guys at playoffs, it's a little faster, it's a little bit more physical. The hits a little harder, but it's all about, who can be the toughest the longest. And I knew the guys up front were just fired up all week to really just, do something special.
You did something special, and you did not allow Daniel Jones to find any rhythm at all. On the flip side, your quarterback, we've been talking about him all week. Could he throw? Could he run? How special was he?
He was very special, like always. Just being on in practice and seeing him throwing the ball around when other people don't see it. And, there's a lot of question about him, but we know what type of guy he is, how tough he is and how he just always calm. It don't matter what the situation is, he's staying calm.
And finally, I know how calm you sound, but you're going to the NFC Championship game. Not going, you are here for it. The crowd was chanting, "We want Dallas." Do you have a preference, Dallas or San Francisco?
It don't matter. They still got to come here, and I know for sure that the link going to be rocking. Yeah. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. I see you around, bro. Yeah.
Fletcher Cox, congratulations, and thank you so much. Great game.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you. Thank you.
Laura, thank you so much. Impressive performance all the way around for this Eagles team. They win at 38-7 over the New York Giants. When we return, Scott Graham rejoins us from our Progressive Insurance Studios with the post-game report. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers today. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Southern Recipe is celebrating Pork Rind Appreciation Day by giving you a chance to win $5,000 and a year's supply of high-protein, low-carb pork rinds in this year's Sacks for Snacks sweepstakes. For a chance to win, enter at southernrecipe.com. That's southernrecipe.com. No purchase necessary. See official rules at southernrecipe.com. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Visit Amazon today for your Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Welcome to the NFL Playoffs postgame show on Westwood One, sponsored by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. The low-carb bacon crunch you've been craving. Find your rind in the snack aisle or at southernrecipe.com. Once again, here's your host, Scott Graham.
From our Westwood One studios, following game number 2 of our divisional playoff doubleheader in Philly, the number 1 seed in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles, for the third time this year going up against the New York Giants, and for the third time this year trying to beat the New York Giants to advance to next week's NFC Championship game. Giants coming off a big and perhaps surprising win against the Minnesota Vikings last week on the road in the playoffs, coming in with a lot of confidence. The Eagles, not sure about their quarterback. Was Jalen Hurts okay? Was the shoulder okay? The one that had put him on the shelf for a bit. They found out fairly early on in this ball game that Jalen Hurts seemed to be fine, and all systems were go for the Eagles. They set the tone for this ball game on the very first drive of the game. It took them just 8 plays to move 75 yards. They moved smoothly, efficiently, they ran the ball well, and even when the quarterback might have been slightly off, he had some help.
Gainwell a motion out of the backfield on 3rd and 5. 3 receivers right, 2 wide to the left. Empty backfield from the shotgun. Hurts looking right all the way, throws for Goddard. One-handed catch at the 10. Up the right sideline at the 5 and powers his way into the end zone for the touchdown. He went through Julian Love at the goal line, and the Eagles take a 6-0 lead on the 16-yard pass from Hurts to Goddard.
Tremendous catch by Dallas Goedert on a ball that was slightly off. He caught it with one hand, worked his way into the end zone. The Elliott extra point was good, and less than 5 minutes into the ball game, the Eagles not only had a 7-0 lead, but they had already established a tone for this first quarter. Now, the New York Giants were struggling to move the football, but ultimately, they got a 4th down in Eagle territory and decided they were going to go for it. They got turned away, so that gave the Eagles a slightly shorter field. This time they only had to go 52 yards to figure out a way to get into the end zone. Once again, it took them 8 plays, and once again, it came through the air.
2 receivers right of the line. Sanders to the left of Hurts, who's in the shotgun. Hurts will get the snap, swing it right side, caught by Smith at the 5, and Smith up the right sideline, diving into the end zone for the touchdown. Devontae Smith gives the Eagles a 13-0 lead.
14-0 after the extra point with 1:21 left to go in the first quarter, and at this point, this game already looked like it was tipped very much in the Eagles' direction. It stayed that way throughout a good part of the first half because the New York Giants were busy putting up only 64 offensive yards in that first half. Eagles got another score from Boston Scott on a 3-yard run at the end of a 9-play, 63-yard drive to stretch it to 21-0. By the way, Boston Scott's 11th career touchdown against the New York Giants. He only has 19 career touchdowns total in the NFL. The 21-0 lead, though, got another chance to grow late in the half at the end of a 14-play, 72-yard drive that ate up more than 5 minutes of clock. And this time, we found out that Jalen Hurts' legs were fine, too.
Hurts awaiting the shotgun snap, gets it, bobbles it, picks it up, now runs to the left side. Hurts on a diagonal to the end zone. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts bobbles the snap and goes in untouched for 6. And the route is on in Philadelphia. 27-0 Eagles.
Well, 28-0 game at halftime means that you've got to pull out a comeback that's of epic proportions, something like what the Jags did last week. But the New York Giants probably did not have that in them because even when they moved downfield, it took them a while to do so. Ultimately, they did get their first scoring drive in the third quarter taken over at their own 12-yard line. It took them 6 full minutes to run the 10 plays that got them there. And it was a little bit of a gadget that ultimately found them the end zone.
First and goal at the 8. Breida motioning into the backfield with Barkley. Now Jones will motion out of the backfield. It's a wildcat. Barkley takes the snap, gives it to Breida, sweeps the left side at the 5, and zigzags his way in for the first Giants touchdown of the night. Giants on the board. 6:15 to go in the third, trailing 28-6.
So 28-7 game with still 21 minutes of football left to go. But as it turned out, that was basically all the Giants had in terms of offensive output on the night. Jake Elliott hit a 30-yard field goal at the end of a nearly 8-minute drive in the fourth quarter. Giants elected not to go for it on 4th down early in the fourth as they were trying to get back into the game. They punted it away, and the Eagles basically ate up a good chunk of the remainder of the fourth quarter. Elliott hit on that field goal to make it 31-7, and then the capper came from a guy who had himself a big night running the football well and running it hard. So we were inside the 2-minute warning, or at the 2-minute warning. It was time for the Wrangler Jeans highlight of the game.
3rd and 9, high snap. Minshew pulls it down, gives it to Gainwell over the left side. He's got room. Gainwell to the 20, inside the 10, and all the way for the Eagles touchdown. The cherry on top for the NFC Championship-bound Philadelphia Eagles. 35 yards from Gainwell and a 37-7 Eagles lead.
That is the highlight of the game, sponsored by Wrangler. Wrangler has you covered this winter. Shop Wrangler.com for the best in Sherpa line jackets, warm flannel, and durable, stylish jeans. Wrangler for the ride of life. With that run, Kenneth Gainwell ended up with 12 carries, 112 yards on the night. The first Eagle running back, or the first Eagle period, to go for more than 100 yards rushing in a postseason game. It's Brian Westbrook back in 2006. The Eagles flat out dominant tonight as they beat the New York Giants, and now they await their opponent for the NFC Championship game at Lincoln Financial Field next week. Speaking of which, we go back to the link now and check in once again with the guys who called the action, Kevin Kugler and Ross Tucker. Guys?
Well, Scott, you said it perfectly. This was just a dominant performance, start to finish tonight for the Philadelphia Eagles. And really in every facet of this game, the Eagles dominated. Jalen Hurts, his 6th game of the year with at least 1 rushing and 1 passing touchdown. He was 16 of 24, 154 yards and 2 scores. And he added that rushing touchdown as well. He wasn't the leading rusher, though. It was Gainwell. 12 carries, 112 yards in that score. 17 carries, 90 yards for Miles Sanders. They rushed for 268 yards on the night, part of a 416-yard performance, and 26 first downs for the Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Giants, 118 yards rushing, 109 passing, 227 total. Barkley only had 9 carries tonight for 61 yards. Daniel Jones, 15 of 27, 135 yards, and an interception. It was just a dominant performance on every side for the Eagles tonight. And with all those numbers in mind and the way this game played out, Ross Tucker, it's time to select the Wendy's player of the game.
There's actually a bunch of guys that it could have gone to. Hassan Reddick made some critical plays on defense early in the game. Gainwell had an awesome game. You know, I don't even know if I'm allowed to give it to the whole offensive line, but I think the offensive line is very deserving. But I'm going to give it to Jalen Hurts because he was really the story this week. People were wondering just how healthy he was. Well, I think he proved he's plenty healthy. 16 of 24. He had the 2 touchdowns passing. He also ran for a touchdown. They weren't eye-popping numbers, but he was in total control the entire game, accounted for 3 touchdowns, and got the Eagles a huge win, his first playoff victory.
He's the player of the game, sponsored by Wendy's. Wendy's fries are hot and crispy every single time. Natural cut skin-on fries prepared to golden goodness, perfectly sprinkled with sea salt, just the way they should be. Choose Wendy's hot and crispy fries today. Our producer Mike Eby reminding us in my ear that the Ross Tucker rule was instituted several years ago on Westwood One when you gave the player of the game to the offensive line 13 consecutive games. So we've instituted that rule now so that you, a former offensive lineman, cannot always give it to the entire offensive line. So thank you for choosing someone and going against your instincts and remembering the Ross Tucker rule is still in effect in the postseason.
Man, I'm telling you, they kind of deserved it, though. 268 yards rushing.
I changed it. It's an offensive line.
Against that Giants D-line, are you kidding me? Just an epic performance by a team that, look, they were the best team in the NFL all year. They stumbled a little bit towards the end of the year, but they certainly looked like the best team in football again tonight.
Well, they paved the way for a rushing average of 6.1 yards per carry. Ross, I don't want to be a bold prognosticator. That's not really my job. I'm just a play-by-play guy. But if you run for 6.1 yards per carry and you have more than 15 or 20 carries, you're going to win almost every game you play in the National Football League.
It's very difficult to lose those games. You are right. And now they get to sit back and watch the Cowboys and the Niners tomorrow and see what happens. It's interesting, Kevin, because there's probably been this year 6 teams that I thought realistically had a chance to win the Super Bowl. It's the 6 teams that are left. It's the Chiefs and the Eagles today and the 4 teams playing tomorrow. I mean, those are the teams that – and there's a scenario where any of them win the Super Bowl and they all are still in it. Tomorrow should be fantastic as well.
Well, you heard Laura ask Fletcher Cox in the postgame, who would you prefer as the Eagles, the 49ers or the Cowboys? I'll ask the same question of you, Ross. Who would the Eagles prefer the 49ers or the Cowboys?
Well, listen, I think the 49ers are a better team, and the 49ers are absolutely on a roll right now. I know for the fans, it would be sweet to beat the Cowboys in an NFC Championship game, just the hype for that. But the flip side of that is it would be brutal around here if they lost an NFC Championship game to the Dallas Cowboys. I think you'd rather play the Cowboys than the Niners. The Niners' defense is excellent. They're running the ball very effectively. They've got the momentum. I think they're fine no matter who they play, but I'd rather have Dallas come in here if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, Ross, unfortunately, rich guy with a plane never got in touch with us. The best we could do is dude on a farm with a mule who has offered to give that to you to ride to Buffalo if you'd like. But no, you've got to drive to Buffalo. We'll hear you tomorrow on these same airwaves.
That's right. I got 6 hours to get. I got 12 hours to drive 6 hours and sleep a little bit. I can get it done.
You can get it done. Always enjoy it, Ross. Good to see you. Enjoy
Absolutely.
tomorrow.
Likewise.
38-7, the final. Eagles with the win. Right now, let's rejoin Scott Graham in the Progressive Insurance Studios. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $700 on average. Call or click today to find out if Progressive could save you hundreds on your car insurance. Scott?
All right, thank you very much, guys. Here's hoping that Ross is safely in his car and listening to the end of the postgame show before we wrap up. When we return, we are going to take a look back at what happened in game number 1 of our doubleheader. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
The Masters is on SiriusXM.
Yes, sir!
In the tournament's long and storied history, only 3 men have defended their title.
Jack Nicklaus finishes in great style.
1990 Masters champion Nick Faldo.
The year of the Tiger, again at Augusta.
Could Scotty Scheffler become the 4th?
It's Augusta National. It's about as cool as it gets.
Listen to the Masters Tournament beginning Monday, April 3rd on Masters Radio on SiriusXM.
Busted Open is hitting the road with a stop in San Antonio at the 2023 Royal Rumble. This is Dave LaGreca. Join me Friday, January 27th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time as we broadcast live from the Alamo City, talking to the biggest names in the WWE and getting you set for the first big premium live event of 2023. It's Busted Open live at the 2023 Royal Rumble, only on SiriusXM Fight Nation, Channel 156, and the SXM app.
The clock's gonna run out. The ultimate upset has happened.
The countdown is up.
Yes!
For the craziest.
Oh my goodness!
Surprising.
Banks at home.
Most unpredictable tournament in all of sports.
Long 3 for the win. Banks at home. Banks at home.
Get ready from the first 4 to the final 4.
Let's go! Let's go!
March Madness lives on SiriusXM.
Yes!
Football fans, Jim Bowden here. Fantasy baseball season is coming, and you need Fantasy Sports Radio to help you draft a winning squad.
Home run for Mike Trout.
Starting February 20th, Mondays, 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll bring you the GM's Corner with myself and Steve Phillips.
Oh, JB, I can't wait. And then the rest of the week, former Major Leaguer Cody Decker and myself will get you set to dominate your draft.
Expert analysis from the experts all fantasy baseball month on Fantasy Sports Radio, SiriusXM 87, and on the SiriusXM app.
Crash landing here. Give Philly credit. They did everything better than we did today, and tough game. We got really got beaten all facets. So it wasn't one thing in particular. It was team game, and just didn't get it done. So congratulations to Philly. They get to move on, and unfortunately we don't.
New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll at the end of what was largely a very successful season for the New York Giants, but came to a screeching halt tonight as the Eagles win in the divisional round in Philly by a score of 38-7. We continue along on the post-game show. Game number 1 of our doubleheader featured the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's listen back to how the Chiefs advanced on the road to State Farm Stadium. State Farm will help you create an affordable price just for you. Call or go to statefarm.com today to create your State Farm personal price plan. Kansas City, the number 1 seed, coming off the rest, and the guy who might very well win the MVP when it is announced later on, Patrick Mahomes, was on fire in the early going of this game. The opening drive led his team on a 12-play, 83-yard march and did it with all kinds of creativity with the pass rush coming, keeping plays alive, and throwing an 8-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce for the early lead. Jacksonville equaled it with a touchdown at the 5:04 mark of the first quarter. And then this is when this game and possibly the entire of the postseason took a turn. Patrick Mahomes, on a drive that ultimately ended up in a 50-yard field goal for Kansas City, was rolled up on after throwing the ball to the right side of the field. The roll caught his right ankle, and it looked as though it was going to be something serious as he got back up and had to stumble over to the sidelines, hopping on one foot. Ultimately, he finished that drive, but came out of the ball game. and didn't play for the remainder of the first half. The good news for Kansas City is they've got Chad Henne. You may remember his postseason performance when Mahomes was hurt a couple of years back, and he did it again today, leading a 12-play, 98-yard drive in the second quarter that took more than 6 minutes off the clock and resulted in another score for the big tight end.
Chiefs have it second and goal at the 1. Empty backfield, and Henne will backpedal in the gun from the 1 at Jacksonville, second down and goal. Pointing out his protections, McKinnon in motion, shotgun snap, quick throw, goal line, caught, spinning, touchdown, Kelsey. Kelsey, his second touchdown catch today, and the Chiefs extend their lead before halftime. It's 16-7, the Chiefs.
Kevin Harlan right here on Westwood 1 as Kansas City jumped out to a 17-7 lead. Ultimately, Jacksonville got a field goal. It was a 17-10 game at halftime. KC put up another field goal late in the third quarter to stretch the lead back to 10, but Jacksonville started to get the offense going in the second half, and a 7-play, 75-yard drive got Travis Etienne into the end zone with a 4-yard touchdown run. With the extra point, this was a 20-17 game with still 11 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Now, Patrick Mahomes had come back out to begin the second half, heavily taped on the right ankle, and played, not nearly to the level of movement or effectiveness that he had in the first. But at this point in the game, he led perhaps his most important drive of the game, a 10-play, 75-yard march, and just past the midway point of the fourth quarter, made the play that ultimately put this game away.
McKinnon, the running back, in motion. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Left tackle block. Moves up. Messy pocket. Throws in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Underneath the crossbar by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Leaping high. His glove snatched that ball out of the air. A 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs now lead by 9 with confetti in the air. And a lead with 7:08 to go. And the extra point coming up as Mahomes again hobbles to the sideline.
Heroic performance by Patrick Mahomes coming back down the field and getting his team out to a 10-point lead. Now, there still was 7:08 to go in the game, and Jacksonville, as we said, had the offense going in the second half. They had their chances. As it turned out, their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, led them on a big drive downfield, ran for a tough 3rd down and 10 first down of 12 yards, a physical run, and they were inside the 10-yard line. In fact, they were inside the 5. Still with an opportunity in this ball game until it got away from them.
First and goal, pass, far sideline, leaping catch, Agnew, but he dropped the ball. May have fumbled it after the catch on a leaping grab at the 5. Cut inside, fumble, and the Chiefs have recovered. The Chiefs have recovered. The Jacksonville fumble at the 4.
So the long drive turned away without a score. Jacksonville will get another chance, and on the first play of that drive, Trevor Lawrence, under pressure, threw an interception. 2 turnovers, the only 2 of the ball game for Jacksonville come in the final 5 minutes of the game as they were trying to fight their way back. Kansas City hangs on for a 27-20 win and a 5th straight trip to the AFC Championship game. Patrick Mahomes, 22 out of 30 for 195 yards, a couple of scores in the game. Afterwards, his head coach Andy Reid was asked why he put Mahomes back in.
It was hard getting him out of the game, first of all. He wanted to fight, and so we got him out, went to the x-ray, got it x-rayed, looked at, taped. He came back, and he said he felt good enough to be protected, where he's not going to get hurt. That's obviously the primary thing. And he felt like his mobility was good enough where he could do that. So we did a few little things with him on the sideline to see where he was at, put him in, and it was a short leash. So if I felt like he wasn't able to handle it, he would have been out and back in Henne.
As it turned out, he remained in and finished the ball game. Andy Reid was also asked by the media what this means going forward. Andy Reid said, I'm paraphrasing here, that Patrick Mahomes is going to be sore. He's had this injury before, had it, ironically, a couple of years ago against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we'll see what happens over the course of the week. Mahomes mentioned after the game that the good news for him is that this game was on Saturday, 1 extra day to get better. The bad news could be that he might have to travel. Once again, Kansas City will host the AFC Championship game next week if Cincinnati wins. If Buffalo wins tomorrow, Kansas City's going to be getting on a plane and going to Atlanta. Not sure how that's going to affect Mahomes' status as well. On the other side, the Jacksonville Jaguars, after being 3-7, went on a run in a 6-game win streak, including a thrilling playoff win last week. And they gave the number 1 seed in the AFC almost all they could handle today at Arrowhead Stadium. Trevor Lawrence, 217 yards and a touchdown, but also an interception. Head coach for the Jaguars, Doug Peterson, says there's a lot they can take away from this.
These are the games that we're going to learn from, and we're going to be better because of. And, you know, I told him, I said, just plan on every year. Let's being in these meaningful games at the end of the season. We want to be one of the 4, 5, 6 teams, you know, in the AFC every year, and our guys believe that. And, you know, we still got work to do, obviously, but it's also time to heal and to get away and get rejuvenated again.
The needle is pointing way up for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who see their season come to an end today at the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs by a score of 27-20. This has been the NFL Playoffs postgame show on Westwood One.
Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Sponsored by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. 0 carbs, high protein. Find your rind in the snack aisle or at southernrecipe.com. We're going to wrap things up when we return. Once again, our final score from the nightcap. Philadelphia beats the New York Giants 38-7. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about a Govix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with a Govix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
The final score, Philadelphia 38, the New York Giants 7. You've been listening to the NFC Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. I'd like to thank our crew for tonight. Studio coordinator Art Martinez. Studio producer Brian Finkelstein. Production assistance provided by Michael Haggerty, Bud Meredith, and Dan Silverman. Our statistician Mike Tuberosa. Our spotter Michael Garland. Engineer Sam Virgillo. Production supervisor Aaron Cummins. Coordinating producer Mike Eby. Executive producer of Westwood One Sports is Howard Daneroff. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow for an NFL Divisional Playoff doubleheader. First, the Cincinnati Bengals battle the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Drive safely, Ross. That's followed by the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Our coverage tomorrow begins at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on most of these same stations, on the NFL app, or streamed live for free on our website, westwoodonesports.com. From the wild card round all the way to Super Bowl 57 in Arizona, the NFL playoffs are on Westwood One. Once again, the final score from Lincoln Financial Field tonight, total dominance for the number 1 seed Philadelphia Eagles. They beat the New York Giants 38-7. And earlier today in Kansas City, the other number 1 seed, the Chiefs, knock off the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-20. Now for Kevin Kugler, Ross Tucker, and Laura Oakman, I'm Scott Graham. Thanks for joining us. You've been listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.